all right. It's a bit of an experimental stream tonight because I don't really know how this setup is going to work. I don't know if my mic levels are going to be good. Mic's low. Okay. See, there you go. Straight away, we run into the first problem. That's fine. That's fine. Let me try adding a bit of gain to it. Okay. So one big difference to normal is I have my mic on a stand. So maybe that's it. Let me just go and try turn my thing up. Hang on. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me slightly better now. Love the theme. Yes, I thought I'd go with something a little bit different, and I took the Amiga OS 4 theme and kind of played around with it a little bit. I feel like I'm still a bit low. Mic boost would be nice. Let me check a few things. I'm still very much in experimental mode at the moment, so and I'm on Windows 11, so there's a good chance that it's something to do with that. Let's have a look. Microphone. Using devices. No. So, there we go. Ah. Oh, that's probably too loud now. Let me let me knock the gain down. Right, 1 second. Where's my filter? Filters. Okay, how's that? Is that better now? Hopefully, it's a bit more appropriate and not too loud. Did you finally update it to HVSC? That is like the lowest of my priorities for things. So the answer is no. I've just not had time. I've been doing all of this, so I'll show you. I'll show you my room in a minute. It's really warm in here as well. So I'm drinking a Copperberg tonight. I'm not gonna drink too much. I am at work, but I thought I would celebrate tonight. So cheers. I'm also streaming from my couch for once. So as I'll show you in a second the setup. But it's really good because it means I can basically relax on my couch, can play games from here, but it's all set up like a normal desk, so that's kind of nice. Also, I don't need headphones. Thank you very much for the resub, Andy, for the resub, Kodiogo, for the resub, Amok, and Zendar as well. Thank you very much, guys. I'm using my phone now as a stream manager tool, which is actually quite useful. So I have that in front of me. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you everything in the room. So this is what I've kind of spent the week. Oop, let's get the camera the right way around. Let's just get out of the way and show you so I can see on my screen. So I fit all these lights and panels. The cats have got a nice little place. You can see one of the cats just about over there, preening herself. More panels, door, some shelves, then the computers. So this is my stream manager machine. It is going to change. This is my main machine, which is this one down here, which has got new water cooling. Thank you very much for the bits, Emma. Appreciate it. So that's my main machine. It's got new cooling in that. It's now a dual loop instead of a single loop. Then my secondary machine is here, which is this thing on the wall here. But unfortunately, it sprung a leak in the not a leak. the reservoir pump failed. It leaked because the fluid overheated and melted one of the O-rings, well, loosened one of the O-rings slightly. So this will be my kind of stream machine once I get it set up. But for now, I'm using the second monitor on my machine. So this is my main machine. This is what I'm actually using to code on. But I'm actually sat on the couch here. So I'm sat on this sofa because I've got a little table which pulls up with my mic and stuff on. There. I stream on a LG OLED TV, a nice white light shining in my face, and all my retro stuff down here, which isn't wired up yet, but it will be fairly soon. So it's a pretty nice setup now. It feels good. I can feel very comfortable. I've been working from the couch for a couple of days. It's been very, very good. You can't hear me. Yeah, sorry, I was away from the microphone. I should have taken the mic with me, but thank you very much for the bits there, Amark, and thank you for the resub, True Tonies. Appreciate it. Oh, hype train. Oh god, it's really repeating on me there. So I will be taking some notes as we go on through the night tonight, just in case there's anything I need to change. As I say, the overlay has been pretty much completely rewritten. Well, not rewritten, it's just the overlay section. The code is pretty much the same. There's a few style changes that have changed there. But now I can do things like I've got, so like if I load up Vice, so you can see you're just in desktop mode at the moment, but I can switch to just Vice mode as well. So you can see Vice, and I've got this nice little sting in between. So you can see just Sublime, or you can see Sublime with a picture-in-picture of Vice, or I can just show you my desktop as it is. And we've got the nice little switch as well as we go through. So I've been doing a little bit here and there. To be honest, I'm not doing a lot. I just I loaded up After Effects today and just made a little animation. So you're dizzy now. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is nothing too strenuous. I've got some. Oh, let me start the races for you. Hang on. So the races are still there. The quiz and races are still there, but there's no background animation, background images at the moment until I figure out what to do with them. What I'm considering doing is putting them on the background of the Amiga OS, of the Shell OS, so you'll be able to change the actual desktop background in here, which may be useful, may not be useful. I don't know. So, okay, let me start the. It's really awkward, kind of reaching over here to set these things up. Be glad when I get that fixed. There we go. So quiz is just as normal. Nothing's changed there yet. I've not added any extra stuff in there or anything. No extra platforms. I was going to add Atarian, but I just haven't had time to sort through. I'm still working on. So the room next to me here is going to be my workshop. So I've got a worktop coming tomorrow, kitchen worktop, which I need to fit to some shelves, and then I've got a big, long, kind of 3 meter long bench to build my machines on and do my electronics and 3D print. I've got 3D printing station on just behind this wall. Just going to have all the printers set up and running there, so I'll be able to print multiple things at once. Yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be pretty nice and tidy, and I like it. So yeah, tonight we're going to do some Cecconoid just after the stream, the last stream, the Christmas stream. And I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year, by the way. Somebody see I like my Copperberg. I like this stuff. Anyway, thank you, Octanes, for the sub. Appreciate it. I do like my Copperberg, I must admit. And Old Moot as well as the other one that I really quite like. I like a fruity cider, fruity sugary cider. Oh, you got delay. Oh, I hope that's not too bad because it is on. I'm on gigabit Ethernet now, so gigabit internet, so it should be pretty good now. Unfortunately, my 5G wouldn't work from here, so I suppose it might be more exotic if you're not Swedish. Yeah, that's probably it, right? So anyway, just after Christmas, I got a new map from Andy from Thalamus. Uh, it's it's not changed a lot, but the layout, the format of it has obviously has changed a lot. So I need to kind of work on getting that into a state that it runs in the game. So that's going to be the primary focus for tonight. The reason I've started these streams earlier is so that I can get an extra hour in, or I can finish an hour earlier if I'm getting tired. The change of kind of location has meant that it's a little bit easier for me to stream earlier than it was before. So, what language is done? It's not done in any language. This is just an overlay. So this is just using the actual overlay that runs the SID tune. So it's the same thing that was from last time. So it's just a JavaScript application, just a web page application. And basically what you're looking at is just an image, really. It's just an image with some holes in it to put some stuff on. So all I did was took the stuff from last time, rearrange it a little bit, and just kind of change the CSS slightly so it fit properly. But it's nothing amazing. Hey, Mr. Jacob, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. No, this is pure JS. There's no node at all in this. This is just pure JS. At least I think, it is just pure JS. Yeah, HTML, CSS, JS. That's all it is. It's just a web page. Okay, right. So the other thing I've had to do as well, you may have noticed my IDE looks a little bit different. The colors look a little bit more muted. And the reason for that is I'm now working on an LG OLED TV. So I'm trying to just be very careful about how much brightness I push through it, how much static imagery I leave on the screen. So my screensaver kicks in after 2 minutes. I tend to keep everything quite light. I don't have a taskbar. My taskbar is kind of minimized. You can't really see it because it's behind the shallow S, but my taskbar auto hides so you can't see it. And this is just to kind of minimize the kind of burn-in. Apparently these C1 LED OLEDs are pretty good anyway. So they don't, they've got a lot of kind of built-in anti-burn-in stuff. So it should be okay, but I'm just trying to be careful, keep it limited. So that's why this is like dark black background, kind of lighter, dark orange kind of imports, kind of light to dark gray, light gray instead of white, and so on and so on. So probably looks okay actually on there. I do have the brightness down on the TV as well. So so let me load up the map. So this is the original map that we had, and you can see we did quite a lot of kind of messing around with this. So there's a few things that have been done here from the original. So first of all, we removed a lot of the pieces that weren't being used, which is what these squares are. The reason I've left these as squares is so that I could spot them on this map. If I accidentally forgot to remove one from the map, I'd be able to spot it on here. I think there is one or two knocking around, but generally it's kind of that's why that's been done. The other thing we did was these triple spike things. So these 3x3 kind of spike mines that have like 6 or 8 spikes on them. I think they shoot 6 out, but it looks like they've got 8. These had to be adjusted because it was originally drawn 4x4 instead. What is with my LED? The overlay is pretty static. Okay. Apron's Fates early today. Yeah, we're going to start streaming from 8:30 most nights. If I do change, it may be a little change now and again. I will let you know. The streams are going to be a bit more impromptu. I'm not really going to plan ahead quite as much because I don't know what I'm going to be doing on any particular day. I will try and stick to some kind of consistent nights, but it's no guarantee. You'll know kind of 24 hours, 48 hours before the stream if it's going to go ahead, not a week ahead. So I'll let you know when that when the next stream will be, a couple of days before. We're going to be focusing on Cecconoid almost exclusively for the first couple of months, just for maybe 2 to 3 months to try and get through this game and get it kind of done and dusted. It's the only game really I've got that's kind of got a publisher waiting for it. So it's important that I kind of get this done and get this out of the way as quickly as possible. And I've kind of realised over Christmas and before then as well that I really need to kind of focus my efforts on one thing at a time rather than spreading them out over lots. Because it makes it harder to pick up the next project again. If you're doing one thing on a Tuesday, another thing on a Thursday, another thing on a Saturday, you're constantly context switching, and it becomes quite difficult to complete things properly. So and do things with kind of decent kind of momentum. So I'm going to get this done first. Then we're going to move on to the Mega 65 stuff. Any chance of Mega 65? Yeah, Mega 65 Kart Racer and the Mega 65 shooting game as well. I'm not sure which one is going to be done first because they've both got different kind of hurdles that I need to overcome. With the Mega 65 Kart Racer, it's more of a kind of just kind of. I think that needs tidying up more than anything else. Set wise, that's not too bad. The shooter game, I think, is going to be easier to write. It's in a much neater place, but that needs a lot of assets, so that's going to be difficult. Hey, Skunk Monkey, thank you for the sub. Even though I caught out by the earlier start, yeah, I think everybody has. And thank you. Yes, it's good to be back as well. It's been nice to have a break, but it has been kind of strange to not stream. So it feels strange sat on my couch streaming. I feel like I'm just talking into the void, but I know I'm not, so that's all right. Those of us who could read were on time. Wow. There's the cat. Wow. The other thing is I kind of hoping you will see cats kind of lurking around the top over there now and again. So that's why that is kind of in view there, so you can see when the cats decide to climb around. You will be able to see them in the background. Also, this light here it does have an API. I haven't connected it up, but I will at some point connect it up, so you'll be able to type a command in chat and change the colors of it and stuff. So that'll be coming in the future. Right. So yeah. So the other thing we did, of course, is reduce the font set down to less than 512. So 512 is the absolute limit that we have. Beyond that, we kind of are in a situation where we'd have to change the data format for some stuff, and we'd reduce the amount of extra data we can pass in per screen. So this is deliberately done in a way that gives me 6 bits of information that I can mess with, and then 10 bits which represent the map data. I kind of need to keep it that way, or is it 7 bits and hang on. Yeah, 7 bits. Sorry, 7 bits and 11 bits of map data. Thank you, Doxter, for the resub, and good to be back. Yeah, glad to be back as well. A little warning as well to do with AMK points and the quiz points. There will be, the quiz league will run, although nobody won the quiz. So I guess there was. I guess it was an unknown one, but I will do my best when I move to the main machine, the streaming machine. I'll do my best to kind of transfer all the points over, but there is a small chance that any point turned tonight may get lost. So nice to see you turn pink. Yeah, it's the lights in here, so I can actually change them with Alexa. So if I Alexa, change light 2 to white. Yes, you do. Alexa, change light 2 to white. There we go. I think it's my white exposure, so anyway. Yeah, it'll be my camera exposure or white balance or something like that that's making me look like that. But yeah, I am still pink, and I'm very much pink. That's fine. Let's see if I can quickly fix it now. But I'm not going to spend too long on it because I do want to crack on with this. I say tonight is very much an experimental night, getting everything back to normal. I haven't had chance to do any testing really, so this is the test tonight really. So okay, yeah. So my white balance was on auto. So I'm either blue or pink. So let's get that's the pink side. And that's the blue side. Yeah, I don't think it's that either. Can you have one AMK point? Pink is fine, anything but blue. Yeah, I don't know what's. I will have to play with the white balance a bit. I don't want to go too, because that's kind of got a blue hue to it. It makes it look cold and weird. So I think there's fine. It's kind of hard to see as well because I don't have the right screen on at the moment. As I said, the pump I installed in my new stream computer kind of failed on me, so I have to wait. I've got a new pump down here that I need to fit. I'll show you actually. So I was using the Corsair Hydro XD3, but I had two of them and they both failed. So and when the second time it failed, the O-ring on the CPU got too hot and it warped and it caused a leak from the CPU, which dripped water onto the back of my 2080 Ti while it was turned on, which was not good. Luckily, it survived and there's nothing wrong with it. But for a few, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, there was water on the back of a live 2080 Ti. So very, very dodgy. Thankfully, the coolant that I use is non-conductive, but obviously when it gets impurities, it starts getting conductive. So thankfully, it was fresh fluid, so it was fairly non-conductive. So I think that was fine. But it's still, yeah, it makes me feel anxious as well. So I've got a new pump to install. This is a Barrow one, which is a Chinese make, but a very, very good Chinese make. So I'm going to install that at some point, which kind of spoils the aesthetic a little bit, but I'll put that in this week, hopefully. All right. So yeah, as you can see, this is kind of what we need to do. Oh, the other thing that we do have as well is the materials as well. So if we look at the materials, you can see how some things are labeled with materials. Now, these materials describe how things explode and are used to identify certain objects. So the pattern that we can see there, if you look on the third row, it's probably quite difficult to see actually. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. So you can see the third row of green writing. It says 1273 4685. And that's a 4-character by 2-character block. And that defines the top corner, it defines each corner and the middle pieces in that order. And what the code does is whenever you hit something, it will work out which piece you've hit, which number you've hit, which material number you've hit, and then it will work its way to the left and up until it finds a 1. So it knows where the top corner of that object is, and that makes it easy to remove the object. And it also allows us to when something is removed, spawn particles in that position relative to where it is on the object. So they have movement vectors which match the kind of direction that those particles need to move based on the piece that's being exploded. So these are the things that we need to replace in there. There's also a script. Thought it was that. There it is. There's also a script in here. I'm guessing it's in assets. Nope. Where is it? Oh, it's there. There's a script in here which has some other characters in as well. So we need to make sure we replace these as well. So you see these characters, Char Barrel. if we go into here, so that's character 35. If we find character 35 in here, you see it's there. And notice how it's the top corner, as I said, the material 1. So that matches the barrel here. So it's saying the top corner of the barrel is character 35, and you can see 17 is there, top corner of the spike. This must be the bonus pod, which is 72. You can see the character numbers matching these. So we need to make sure those match. The only other thing we need to do as well is we need to make sure that we keep the static elements. So there's a few characters, it's about 10, I think, which need to be static. So these are the most common characters. And we need to find out what those most common characters are and make sure we slot them into the beginning here. Usually it will put the most common ones in the beginning anyway. So that's kind of, we'll try it first to see if it works. If it works and there's no glitching between the screens, then we know that we've hit the kind of right number, and we can move into doing the other stuff. So why am I saying all this? Well, the reason I'm saying all this is because the file that I've got is very different. So let's open another instance of the charpad and show you what I mean. So let me open. The other thing I'm going to do as well is sort out this source folder. So I'm gonna put all the other files in a backup somewhere, and we'll just have one. Well, in fact, we'll create a backup folder, and we'll just have one file for each thing in here. So this is the file that I've got. In fact, let me create that backup file now. So let's call this backup. Oh, because it's already open, isn't it? All right. Well, yeah, so this is the file. Let's think how we can label this. Just, have I not got it open already? I haven't. All right. So this is our assets folder, and we've got all this crap here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep them in the root of this file here, and just pull things out of here as we go along, so we know what everything is. So it's called map tweaking latest. I'm going to call it map because that's all it is we just care that it's the map. We will need to change the file in here to be picked up, which I think is actually in the make file. Yeah, here we go. So assets, so we just call that map. And that's gonna fetch it out. I'm not sure what this 1024 is, so I should take a quick look at that, see what that is. Hopefully the text is the right size. Oh yeah, the quiz count. I've just moved things around a little bit. Let me know as well how you find the text size as well, because I was a bit worried that with me, because the reason I've done this is to try and get a bit more space, because there was quite a lot of space being taken up by the header and the footer, which could be better used by the application window to allow me to kind of have more room. So I thought what I'd do is kind of use this format. I actually saw another coder have a similar kind of layout, and then I thought, well, Amiga OS would make a really good kind of way of doing it. So I stole the Amiga OS Windows and the top bar and did a bit of tweaking and added like almost like a Windows XP thing at the bottom for the thing. So yeah, it's a much more efficient use of space. I think there's not a lot of crap in the way now. Makes it much easier for me to manage. So I just wish I had a second monitor here somewhere, but I actually do have a spare. I think it's like a 10-inch screen or something. I could probably do. I've got an old iPad 3 somewhere. I could probably use that as a screen. I mean, it's not doing anything else. In fact, I haven't even turned it on in about 6 years or something like that. So, could be a use for it, I guess. Okay. The audio ducking's really strong as well. Not to worry. I will. In fact, let me just check that, because it is does duck quite a lot. We'll put it there. No, let's change that back. Let's change the ratio. Hello. Oh no, that ducks is the other way, isn't it? That's better. It should duck a lot less now. Oh no. There you go. There we go. You have to duck when Airwolf flies over. So everything I've had to deal with as well, which is something that happened after my stream. So I got the COVID booster jab on 21st of December, I think. And I had the typical kind of flu-ish symptoms for a day. Really not bad. Not as bad as the second time at all. Really not bad at all. But then on January the 4th, so this is almost 2 weeks after that, I started getting pains in my chest. It felt like I'd swallowed a Dorito or something, and it hadn't gone down, and it just kind of wedged in my chest here. So I kind of left it for a little bit, thinking maybe I've eaten something and it's got stuck, and if I drink, it will drink and eat something, it will dislodge and move down. But by the night time, it hadn't gone at all. In fact, if anything, it was getting a little bit worse, and I started getting a bit worried then, because I was thinking, well, this is a chest pain. This is right here, right in the middle of my chest. So I went to the hospital. To have a checkup. I had an ECG and all that. So it turns out nothing wrong with my heart, absolutely fine. And what started happening while I was in the hospital is I started getting like rash on my wrists, like a very, very itchy rash on my wrists. And basically within about 12 hours of that starting, which it started while I was in hospital, the chest pains completely disappeared on their own. And I just, from head to toe, I was just covered in a itchy red rash all over, hives, basically. But insane, like hives like I've never had before. Like I've had allergic reactions before, but this was insane. This was like from basically from my neck down to my feet, just absolutely covered in it. And so I started panicking about this. Like, what the hell is this? What have I done? Have I washing powder or something like that, because it did seem to be where my clothes were touching. So I thought maybe it's washing powder or something. But it turns out I spoke to my GP, and my GP said, "When did you have the vaccine?" And she said, "Well, if it's with a week to 2 weeks after your vaccine, it's very, very likely to be an autoimmune response to the vaccine." Because what happens is your autoimmune can't do anything at first, but after about 2 weeks, you start to get the antibodies that the vaccine kind of helps you produce. So your autoimmune response starts to give you the immunity and protection against well, not immunity, but protection against COVID. But yeah, so. Literally 2 weeks after, I just immediately my autoimmune just went into overdrive, and just I was covered in hives. It hasn't stopped either. I was on prescription antihistamines for most of January. I've started weaning myself off them now, and it's basically. It's kind of under control, but it just flares up in random places now. I just get like random patches. But yeah, so yeah, if you do get the vaccine and that happens like shortly after, it's related to the vaccine. Make sure you report it. Make sure it gets put down, because it seems like there's not enough knowledge about that at the moment. People people haven't really made the connection very often. I was lucky that my GP made the connection, and then I found a few other people. So this was Moderna. So this was Moderna, third Moderna booster. So I had the first two were Moderna, and the third was Moderna. So all three were Moderna. But I've always had problems with itching, like random bouts of itching, and I started to make the connection that maybe this is to do with just flu and coronavirus style vaccines in general. Because when I think back to the last time I had a crazy itching, like they call it pruritus, I think, crazy kind of itching episode, it was shortly after I had a flu vaccine as well. So I just need to be very aware that when I take vaccines, that's probably going to happen to me. So, yeah, not fun at all. It was horrible, and not at all something I would wish on anybody. However, better than getting COVID. So. Okay, right. Here's the new map. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit, so let's open this. There we go. Had two Moderna so far, so sore arm for me on both. Yeah, it's well, actually, the second time I got drunk that night, and I think it absolutely floored me. But yeah, the third one was just a very different experience. So. You had Moderna for the first two. Booze and vaccine. Well, that was the second one. On the third one, I had no booze. I was very good over Christmas. I barely drank anything. The reason I felt really shit after the second one was because I came home, I did a stream, I played Spider-Man, and I was drinking. And it's like the shitty side effects of the vaccine plus the booze all hit me at once, and it was horrible. But I think I am susceptible to it because I have had itching kind of episodes from flu vaccines. I'm pretty sure, thinking back now. I just never made the connection before. Okay, so here's the map that we've got. And you'll see that first of all, the quantity, we've got 1,420. Did nobody get the quiz? Oh man, we need some people to get some quiz stuff, don't we? I'm out drinking after 30 jobs, no side effects, must be the booze. Right, the camera could be up top. Races cover the camera. Yeah, maybe I'll swap the league and the camera around at some point. I'm making note. That's a good point actually. So swap camera and league. Really nice if those windows were draggable, but they're not. So. Yeah, anything like that, please let me know because, as I say, this is very experimental. This is I made this overlay yesterday. I made the transition, the Stinger transition today in After Effects. Never used After Effects in my life. I loaded it up and realised it's just Flash with some slightly different kind of tools, basically. But it's essentially just Flash. So. Automate, so if I'm not top, it hides AMK points. Okay. So yeah, so you can see we've got far too many characters. It's also built up of tiles, which it wasn't before. So now it's actually built of these tiles. You'll notice that the triple spikes are still in a strange format here. So we might need to play around with those a little bit. I'm not sure what the color coding is about, but there's no materials on any of this either, so we definitely need to do the materials. He did say he hadn't done the domes, so these things here still stretch over as well, so we need to fix those elements as well. So there's a few little things we need to do here and there, nothing major, I don't think. We remove anything that we don't particularly need, and we can reduce this set down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to compress this set and remove the tiles. So going to turn tile sets off. Okay, so it should still give us the same maps, but now we're not using tiles. And the reason I'm doing that is, oh, damn it. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't know if you can see the problem there. I mean, it's really good that the maps have been separated, but unfortunately, that is not good for us in terms of laying everything out, because this needs to be. Shit, all right. Do you get an name? In fact, it's not. Look, it's not. Oh no, this is going to be a nightmare. Shit, I'm not even sure how to do this. I'm going to have to move things around, aren't I? I think what I need to do is, first of all, set up a flexi grid and set the flexi grid settings so we can actually see the map size, and then we're going to have to move things around. So this is going to be kind of a bit of a slow process, I think. So grid width 10 by 10. So this is going to be 40 by 24. Okay, yeah, so we can see how things are going to need to be moved around. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on it kind of screen by screen as we go through. So I'm going to get the first couple of screens ready. Actually, maybe I can't zoom out any more than that. Because they are all lined up there. And this scrolls off into the distance over here. Because the other thing as well we've got to be careful of is screen numbers, right? So the screen numbers need to stay the same as they were before. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have to spend some time rearranging this map first. That's the first step, unfortunately. I don't think there's a way. There's a better way. This is awkward. All right, we're just going to have to do it step by step. Okay, so this sucks, but let's just do it. All right. So there should be an easy way for us to copy and paste a piece. So if I, is it not that? There we go. Right. So if I just take like that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Oh man, this is going to take a while, but we've got it there. At least we know what we're doing. So I think I will work horizontally and then vertically. I think so. We'll do 2 rows at a time as we move across. Thankfully, it's kind of obvious. Well, because of the way it's been laid out, it's very obvious where the screens go. Well, I did say it was going to be messing with this map. I wasn't wrong. Kind of like having all the coloured stuff on there. That's kind of nice. I guess Andy did that because it helps him see. Oh, see, look at that. That's okay. There's a problem. That those things don't line up properly. So I'm gonna, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna save it and hand it back to Andy to kind of take a look at, because I think this is going to be an issue. Because if you're on this screen and you try and move back to this screen, you're going to get stuck in there. So this needs a bit of a fix. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the level, give him the file that I need him to work with, because what I don't want to do is hand this to him and then pass it back to me with more changes in it that are going to cause me more work like this. Because I was hoping to avoid this, but there's a certain element of of kind of rushing ahead with the code, meaning that this was inevitable. Rushing ahead with the development before the map was complete. This was inevitably going to happen at some point. And it's written in a way that it is fairly configurable, so it's not like it's completely impossible to do. It's just a bit of extra kind of effort. So nice sitting at the couch doing this. When did the graphics get colours? No, this is just this is just how the file's been supplied to me by Andy. The graphics are all still white. I think he's used some kind of color coding scheme to help him identify certain areas, I imagine. So as long as the map width is the same as the original, and as long as the map up to the screens that we've done height wise, so I think the lowest we've gone is this area here. I don't think we went any lower than this. In terms of code that actually has oh damn it, I really like tickly throat for some reason. In terms of code that actually has anything unique for the screen, as long as they're in the same place, then the code that we have should work. Obviously, we're going to need to rewrite the code, the char references for various things, including some stuff like these bonus pods and doors and things like that. So we need to make sure that those are loaded in correctly. Oh, hang on. Is that just one on its own? It is, isn't it? All right. All right. Has anyone else been playing Wordle, by the way? And did you hear that it got sold for at least $1 million? They've not disclosed how much, but it's sold for at least $1 million today. Crazy stuff. I must admit, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I'm never going to play that. I don't want it. It looks stupid. And now I've had a couple of goes, and I kind of like it. It's kind of addictive. I've got a Mega 65 version. Seriously? Awesome. Who did that? It's a great little game. It's done it's really, it's one of those games that I think is an accidental hit. I think it's been written in a way that's just accidentally great. Because he wrote it for him and his girlfriend at the time, I believe. But the limitations of how he wrote it make it an absolutely perfect kind of viral hit. The fact that you can only do one a day, the fact that you can share the way you can share the story, it's done really well. But I think it's completely accidental just how popular it. Well, he said himself, he wrote it for himself and a few friends, himself, his girlfriend, and a few friends. The new Oddworld game which game is that? Is that on PS5, Andy? Turtle. Is it a PS5 exclusive, or is it? To be honest, I've not been keeping up a lot with the PS5. I bought a couple of PS5 games over Christmas. I mean, games I've already played on. Well, one game I've played on the PC. The other one I can play on the PC. So I got Kenna Bridge of Spirits or something. And also Hades, which is a great game. I got it because I play it on the PC and I like it, and I just wanted it to play on the couch. Although now I can play all my games on the couch because of the way I've got this computer set up. So I've been playing God of War on because I played the PS4 version a little bit when I first got the PS5 because it's included in the in the kind of PlayStation Plus library or whatever it's called. Oh, there we go. That's that level done. So cool. Right. So now this area, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this up so it's kind of over here as far as it can go, which is just this one to here, basically. But yeah, I haven't really played much. Although I am going to order GT7 soon. I think it is PS5 only. Oh, cool. I'm going to have to get that. Hey, Ex-Hobo. I'm good, thank you. How are you? But yeah, I'm going to get GT7 when it comes out because I'm not a big racing game fan, but I do like the Gran Turismo games. I like arcadey racing games normally, and GT7 is well, Gran Turismo is about as far from arcadey as you're gonna get, but it's the only sim racer that I've really enjoyed, and I think it comes from playing it on the PS1 back in the day, and that kind of feeling of kind of the Gran Turismo gave me back then has just never left me really, and it's something that yeah, damn it. And so I always go back to it. I've missed a couple of them, like I didn't play GT5, I didn't play GT4 either. I don't think I played 3, I played 6, I played Sport as well. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks incredible as well. It looks really good. Should get Resident Evil. I've played it though. Wait, no, I had Resident Evil Village. I gave it you. That was I kept it wrapped up and gave it away as a prize, and you managed to take it as a prize and hold on to it, and then win the PlayStation, or should I say, Eldritch won the PlayStation and very kindly gifted it to you, which was a really, really incredible piece of generosity there. I'm glad you've been using it though. Oh, Steps gave you Village as well. Hey, Maurice, Mega65. Missed these streams. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It feels really weird not streaming with headphones in as well. Like I can hear everything I'm saying. Because I've got everything coming out of a Sonos bar in front of my TV down there. So it means that it makes it a lot easier for me to hear the alerts as well. Oh, I missed a bar, didn't I? There we go. Okay, so this was a bit tedious, but damn it, done it again. But it had to be done. I couldn't just ignore it and find another way around it. I have to lay it out like this, unfortunately. Because an alternative might have been to take the file and the spacing and just reprogram the JS file to deal with the spacing. But it would have added probably more complexity to something which didn't need it. And look, I mean, I've finished it now. So what have we got? We've got 2 extra spaces here, 472 by 284. Okay, so let's have a look. What's that? Let's have a look. So 284 divided by 24. Chat has blanked. Chat will turn off. It's because of the overlay system that I use. Chat will turn off if it's not used for 30 seconds or so. Stop screen burning. Yeah, it shouldn't matter on the chat, but yeah, it will disappear for 30 seconds if after 30 seconds if nobody says anything. So, thank you very much for the follow. I think was it? Yeah, Maurice Mega 65. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. It's really nice having the stream manager on my phone. Actually, it's I didn't think that would be something that would work well for me, but it is actually working really well. So 240, there we go, perfect. And I need to take 2 off the end here, 472. So, well, it's going to be 400, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So this is our map now. I'll save that before we continue. No, don't give me not responding. No, you better save. You better save. Oh man, I'm gonna be so annoyed if this crashes. I'm gonna be so annoyed. Hey Sean, how you doing? Oh god, it didn't crash. That's good. All right. So I'm using my my Keychron keyboard, Sean, which I really really like. The only thing I've got an issue with is these Gateron Reds are incredibly sensitive. So I only have to kind of slightly brush the enter key, and it's pressing enter. It's like super 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 sensitive. So yeah, the red. So what I've done, I've ordered a box of Gateron Blues, and I'm going to change the caps lock, space bar, and enter key for Gateron Blues. So they've got a bit of a tactile feel to them and a click. That way, because I really like the smooth. Because apparently as well, I was reading, and this will mean nothing to a lot of people, but Retro will Sean will get what I mean. Apparently, this is one of the few kind of mass-produced mechanical keyboards where they actually lube all the stems as well, so it comes pre-lubed, which explains why it feels so bloody good. Because it does feel really super smooth and quiet. So, but it's a mass-produced keyboard, and they do like pre-lube all the stems as well, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, it's not hot swappable, so I'm gonna have to take it apart. But yeah, I think Das do as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to take this. I'm gonna have to take all the keys off, take it apart, just to take those 3 switches out. But you know, whatever. But it is the nicest. It's one of the nicest feeling keyboards I've used in a long time. The only thing I would say is I'm not a huge fan of the profile. It's a very flat profile. There isn't any kind of curve to it at all. But I do like the feel of the keys themselves. It feels really nice, but it is incredibly sensitive. That's the only thing. Okay, cool. So you can see now we've done all of this, and we've got it down to 668. So we still need to reduce this a little bit more, but I've saved it. So let's try compressing the character set now. See if this helps. Remove duplicate. Remove unused, character sorting, none. Now, we do have colours being used. Okay, let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. Okay, so we've got a lot of repetition here, I think, that could probably be removed. We need to fix this because as it stands, that isn't going to work. We need to get rid of 100 characters. We had 100 characters less before. So I'm going to try now, just to see if this has any difference, is I'm going to set colors to white everywhere. And then compress again. So I'm just wondering if it's using the colors to do that as well. And yes, it is, because there you go. 440, which is more like what we had before. Okay, so now we've got a kind of much nicer kind of layout of the characters here. We can go through and color things as we go through, because I kind of liked having those colors there. It's nice to spot things. We do need to make some changes. So the spike mines is one thing we do need to do. I noticed that there are a few types of these spike mines. Um, we need to work out which ones we want to use and which ones we want to dispose of, but some of them will have to be disposed of. There are things like doors, which aren't actually in here at the moment, which is good. Let's save that. That's good progress. The other nice thing with these keyboards as well, which is unusual, is there's a switch on the side which lets you switch between Mac OS and Linux and Windows, but it also comes with a set of extra keycaps to change things like the Windows buttons. You can change it to an Apple logo, to change the alt and alt ground and things like that, and you can change the pound sign, so you can turn it into a US keyboard or a UK keyboard. It's really, really nice for £100. It's a bloody good keyboard. Certainly, the most I'd say the most value for money I've ever had buying a keyboard so far. Anyway, I mean, certainly more features. And it's Bluetooth as well. Bluetooth and wired, and RGB. The RGB is quite nice on it as well. It's not too bad. But it's for the money you pay for it, it's incredibly good value. Very, very good value. But yeah, I've ordered a big box. I thought I was ordering 12 Gateron blue switches, but I've ordered 120. So I've got a massive box of Gateron switches coming. So, but it's fine. It's fine. I can use them because I've got some other hot swap. I've got a hot swappable EP long or something like that. Some other kind of keyboard that I could probably switch some stuff in for. So yeah, I mean, it won't do me any harm to have that many switches, but anyway, let's just check something. Okay, all good. See if they fit the work Mac. Yeah, nothing will fit that Mac. It's a horrible keyboard. There, it's one of the worst keyboards I've ever used. The Mac laptop keyboards. They haven't got any better either. I mean, they apparently it is a slightly better keyboard than the previous model, but it doesn't feel any better. I think mechanically it might be better in that it's going to fail less, but it just feels horrible. And I get that people like them. People really like the kind of low profile, low noise, low kind of actuation pressure keys, but they're just I don't like low profile keys. I can't stand. I can't stand them at all. Yeah, I had in my previous job, same company but a different job. I bought a keyboard. I wanted a cheap mechanical keyboard. I found one. It was about £40, but it came with cherry blue switches in it. And the looks that I got, I ended up actually ordering little rubber O-rings for it because people were getting so annoyed with me. Because as a coder, you're typing all the time, and all they could hear was just me going, just clicking away like crazy. So, yeah, yeah. Have we got any points on the leaderboard yet for the quiz? No. Somebody's got to get this. I can't even see what it is. Hey, well done. Who was that? I don't know who got that. Rat 707. Well done. We have somebody on the leaderboard. Great stuff. Is it Killer Instinct? No. That's a good point. Have you? Did you won the? It was Steps and Andy that won the Raspberry Pis as well, wasn't it? How did the Raspberry Pis go? Oh no, I didn't do points. That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. I can't believe I can't believe Steps didn't say that. Yeah, there we go. PS5 was better, yeah. Ace is really good. Yeah, it's a good little system. So I've got my RetroPie down there, which I've built. Actually, I'll show you that quickly. Hang on. It's so good being on a sofa. It's great stuff. So I got my little retro console. So I designed the case myself, 3D printed it. It's got it's proper switch in the front. It's got USBs in the front. Proper panels at the back, little ventilations as well. Ventilation on the bottom. But it's a great little system. Thanks, Sinlau. Welcome as well. Welcome along. Listen, it was Willow and Jasmine say thank you for the treats. Why am I not hearing the alert? Is Listen broken? Let me try that. Oh, you heard it. Must be I've got it down a bit low. That's all. Okay, so we've now got the map down to 440 characters. It's in format that I'm kind of all right with now. What we can do is if we go into export text, and we can also export the char usage statistics. So this is useful to figure out which characters are used the most. Why am I opening it in Notepad? So you can see it actually has kind of mostly done these in a sensible order. There's a couple down here that are used more, one here that's used more. So this is the number of instances. So we can move a few of these around, I think. So let's do that. Let's move 64. Actually, can we? Maybe we can order them. That'd be really useful. I did see something. Character sorting by material, by color. No, that's a shame, isn't it? It'd be really good if it could sort by the number of. Maybe it's in here. I know. This is the latest. I think this is 3.10. Yes, this is the one just before Christmas. Didn't see a hosting either. Yeah, I'm not sure if my I'm not sure if my alerts are working properly. I haven't really seen any of them yet. It's all brand new kind of stuff, so there's a chance that things aren't working properly. So, can I see where to find the recordings for all the Mega 65 related streams? So the Mega 65 stuff is partially on YouTube. There is a Google Drive, which if you sign up to Patreon or you're subbed to this channel, you will have access to a room in my Discord, subscriber room in the Discord, which will give you access to the Google Drive, which has more videos on. So they tend to go onto Google Drive first and then make their way onto YouTube. I haven't done any video conversion at all over the Christmas break, over the 6 or 7 weeks I've had off. So I will be starting to catch up with that a little bit, but I think there is a few more on the Google Drive than there is available on YouTube. So yeah, your best bet is probably Patreon or a sub to the Twitch. You can sub once. You can do 1 month and you'll get a link to the channel. To the Google Drive. The Google Drive will change every 3 months. It's actually due to be changed fairly soon. Did it right way to find the Google Drive? Okay. If you so if you did it through Patreon or through Twitch, should be automatic. So Twitch, I think, is automatic. But if you did it through Patreon, you will need to. Let me find in here. So this is the subscriber room in here, and your name will go either purple or yellow. So if you're a Twitch subscriber, your name will be yellow. If you're on Patreon, then your name will be purple. So if your name is not purple or not yellow, you need to link Twitch to Discord, or Patreon to Discord, whichever one you have. So the other 95% enslave humans. Yeah, mine enslaves humans. I read a cat fact today. 5% of cats are allergic to. I'm pretty sure my white cat is allergic to herself. She's incredibly. Ooh, there we go. Can you hear that coming through the microphone as well? I bet you can actually. Might need to fix that. But thank you, Nicomo. We'll go bad now. Your sleep schedule will go bad again. You did it through Twitch, but you didn't get any info. Yeah, try linking your Twitch and your Discord accounts, and then you should hopefully be able to see. You should be able to see it immediately. Your name should go yellow, I believe, if you're a Twitch. No worries, Kahim. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the madness. Let's put some color on my thing. Alexa, set the light 2 to blue.
Okay.
There we go. The blue light on. You just missed out on the shimmer shillings. Literally just missed out. We started at 8:30, so it took me an hour to realise. It was only when Sean reminded me. So okay, so let's. The thing is, I'm not sure. Maybe we can get away with it because these are being used quite a lot. Basically, what I have is I have a second file. So this is our original file. We'll use this as a reference. You can see actually there's less characters in this one than there is in this one, so that's pretty good. So we'll come back to that one shortly. But we've also got. Let's open another case of this. What I call a base file. So I need to find this in all of this crap. Yeah, here we go. And what this is 10 characters, I believe. Yeah, well, actually 11 characters, which are reused fairly frequently. So the reason these particular characters, because they're used a lot, they are then placed into this file, so that we don't have to kind of reload these every screen we go into. Then whenever we go into a screen from characters 11 up to character 200 or 100 and actually it's up to here, isn't it? Because this gets overwritten as well, I believe. But anyway, whatever. This block here gets kind of rewritten per screen. But only half of this gets rewritten per screen. So, and that's to allow us to have kind of more than 256 characters, but allow us to kind of scroll between the different screens as well. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to drink this cider in the next 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go and get a glass of wine. Take a short break and get a glass of wine. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find these kind of characters. Now, I am going to do some swapping because there's some really big numbers in here, like this one here, 56. So what's that? Is that one? No. That's this one. Okay, yeah. So that's getting used a lot, and we're going up to character 10 here. So these are the characters that we're going to use. So I'm going to replace 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to replace. So this is 7. Now, is there a way to swap? There we go. So control and click will swap the two.
Okay, so that's that one. And it shouldn't swap it in here. It should just swap it in here. Everything should stay the same in here. So that's that one done. So let me just put a little mark on that to say I've done that. And I've done that one. Okay, and let's find the next big one. So 91, that's that one there, isn't it? So we're going to swap those two over. And then the rest seem to be used fairly infrequently. There's nothing. Oh, no, look, 348, 349, 350, 351. Actually, these are used quite a lot. Let's see what these are. 348. These are the rocks in the other area. So okay, that's fine. We'll use two of them, and then we'll leave the other one alone. So there we go. Well, that should be enough. I mean, we don't need it to be perfect, but we just want to make sure that if there's a chance of something being reused, we do it. Actually, thinking about it, that's probably not the best one to do. And the reason it's probably not the best one to do is because this is only ever used in this second half. So while it is used everywhere, it's only used in this second half of the map. And the second half of the map is a lot more repetitive. So there's a lot less characters used per screen in here. So I'm going to ignore those as potential characters to move. And instead, I'm going to work through the first half instead. So let's have a look. Let's go back to this again. So we've got 514, 547. Is there anything kind of around the 500 mark? Yeah, there's these 35, 33, 34, 35. So 33 is... these are the mine things. Yeah, because these are used all over the place. So let's put those in like that. There we go. So top half of the mine. All right, so let's save that again. And let's export the character sets again. Oh my god, it's really slow to save. I don't know what he's changed in this, but something is slow now. I've had to start kind of locking one of my cats away from the other two while he eats. Mainly because he's a greedy shit and he'll eat the other two's food. In fact, is he here? No, he's not. He's upstairs somewhere or in the kitchen. She's fast asleep on a little hammock thing. But he eats so fast that sometimes he just throws it up. So like maybe once a week he'll just throw it straight up again. And I've had to kind of block him in an area where he's only got tile or wood flooring to throw up on. Otherwise he'll throw up on a bed, on a rug, on the carpet, somewhere that you don't want him to throw up. So I've had to kind of just lock him in the kitchen area for maybe 20 minutes or something, just while he eats. No, he won't eat it. This is the thing, but she will. And that's the other reason I keep him separate, so that if he does throw up, she doesn't eat it, because she will just eat it. But he won't. He leaves it. He walks away from it. And he won't touch it. I think he gets kind of bad stomach every now and again. And it just makes him throw up because he eats too much. But the thing is because he throws it up straight away, it's non-digested. It's obviously got stuck somewhere, and it's just come straight back up again. So it's just like normal food. But if she spots it, she'll bloody eat it. She's disgusting. Cats, man. All right, let's export the char usage statistics again. Let's close that. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, that's better. See, now we've got all of these characters are used more than 500 times. There's a couple that we could maybe move in, but I'm kind of happy with that layout. That's kind of fine. So the next job is to take the base file which is this one. First of all, I'm going to save this so it's in the root again, because I want everything to be that we're going to use to be in the root. So I'm going to call this map base this time. We'll use underscore here. We need to go and change these in the code so they get loaded in properly. And what map base is going to be these first 10 characters from, well, first 11 characters from in here. So it's basically this lot here. Oops. Can I paste over tools? Where's paste? Paste, overwrite. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, it looks weird because I've got tiles in here, but that really doesn't matter. The point is that I'm saving this file out here. It's really slow. He's changed something. Something has changed in Charpad. It's making it very slow to save now. I don't know if there's some extra metadata or something that's being put in. I may have to report that to Andy and get him to do it, but okay, so now we've got map base. So the other thing I want to do now is I want to just go through this folder and see if we can kind of tidy things up a little bit. So we're going to get rid of the map stats. We don't care about that. So we've got sound. So this is all our base sounds, right? This is all our source files. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder in here. I'm going to call it bin. And this is where we're going to put any binary files that get output. So at the moment, these are all kind of output from here in this game folder. And I think there might even be some in here as well. So I definitely need to tidy this up a little bit. But bin folder is going to be where it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just close stuff that isn't in that base file. So I'm just going to close that one. And I'm going to move things around a bit. And I'm going to call this underscore backup. And I'm going to put everything that's not the bin or the other folder in here. And this is just going to help me to kind of build this folder up properly. Because at the moment, the folder is kind of a little bit of a mess. We had stuff all over the place, and now we've got these. So I'm going to create some friends. I'm going to call it chars. Actually, let's call it chars. Right. I put the chars in here. Okay. Okay, cool. So we'll output stuff into the bin folder, and we'll put the music in the bin folder as well. And I know we don't have the source file for this, but I'm just going to create it in sound. I'm just going to put it in here. It's not the source file, but I'm just going to create a copy of it and put it in there. So I've got a backup of it. Okay. So let's start with the code. So this is automatically generated. This isn't something we need to parse ourselves. We don't need to export this file, basically. Let's just save that again. But this one we definitely do need to save this one. So let me just make sure this is also saved in the right place. There we go. So we do need to export this one. So this one needs to be exported as a binary. And we're just exporting the character set. We don't care about tiles. We don't care about the map. We just want the character set. So we're going to export this to bin. This is going to be called map base. And we're not going to change that. We've got other files we need to put in here, but we'll work through these one at a time as we go through. So now, because I've moved everything, when I try to compile this, I'm going to get a load of errors down here, and that's going to help me This is going to help me find the files that I need to replace. So let's start by just building and see what we get. Okay. Okay, so we've got title screen screen.bin. I'm not sure what that is, but let's go and have a look. We can check this in the backup file. Assets backup. So title screen screen.bin. Create a new instance of this. Oh, I bet this is the logo. I bet this is the title screen logo, isn't it? Yeah, so title screen chars and screen.bin. So I definitely need these as well. So let's see if we can find out where those are. So title logo, title screen. That's what that is. There we go. So what's this one then? Title screen version 1. Oh. God, this is old. Let's put it in. I mean, it's there. Might as well. I don't know why the background's on that. It should be white, really. But let's use that. I kind of like that. Okay, so we're going to save this project. Oh, where's white? Come here, Evie. Oh, she's too busy eating. She doesn't want to know. So we'll just call this title screen. Score. It's good to keep up with all of these things. He read what I put them, pretend I should get AMK points. I don't think it's really not going to matter too much about AMK points tonight. There isn't really going to be an awful lot of opportunity for it. Did you get that poor cat fixed yet? What do you mean? Oh, you mean get a spade? Neutered spade, whatever it's called. Yeah, she's so yeah, female cats do this. They go so like once a month. They go through their kind of the heat cycle, and for about 5 or 6 days, she'll just basically walk around, making kind of what's called flirty kind of meows. Yeah, it's this one here, but she's probably not going to show her face. Yeah. Yeah. She needs to be. Here she is. Hello. She needs to be spayed to stop it happening, because it will do her good as well. So yeah, it reset at the end of the season. So yeah, how cruel. Okay, so this one we do need to export. So we need to export the character set. So we'll call this title chars. And we also need to export the map as well. So this is 40 by 25. Yes. So export the map, and this becomes title map. Bin. Okay, so now we've got title map and title chars in bin. So let's go through and fix those. So let's jump to that file. Wait, I thought you could jump to that. Why can't I jump to it? I swear I used to be able to do that. Maybe I added something to do that. All right, it's fine. I can find it. Source card.asm. No, so assets title screen screen.bin. Assets. No, not that one. Which file is it in? Loader ASM. Where the freaking hell's loader ASM? There it is. It's not in here. What's it on about? There we go. So that's that. This should be map base. So let's call this let's call it sprites for now. We can figure that out later. But I'm not seeing. Oh, weapon chars. Okay, so assets bin, weapons chars. So that's one we'll have to do in a second. It's just a matter of going through every file and doing this, but it's going to be damn slow. So maybe it isn't cart ASM. Maybe I'm just. No, it's not, is it? Assets, export, no. Oh, I know why. It's probably because it's importing a title screen somewhere. So it's not this loader, it is this loader. I forget that it's always called loader. So this is assets bin title or screen. Right, there we go. I can hear cats scratching around somewhere. Yeah, I need to add that in actually. That's something I should probably do at some point. Right, let's get this drink finished and then I can go and get a glass of wine. So as I say, we're going to focus on Cecconoid mostly for the first 2 or 3 months, which is going to give me some kind of consistent time to spend on it. During that time, I will be thinking about the Mega 65 stuff, and I may do a little bit here and there off stream, but I'm not going to be focusing quite as much on it until I get this game done. I'd say the reason for that is partly because I really, really want to get this game finished. I think it's a really good game. I think it deserves. Wait, was there not title? Oh, title map. I've called it. Okay, that's fine. Title map is probably correct, actually. I think it's a really good game. I think it should be finished. It's been going on for a while now. I really want to get to the point where I'm doing the same game all the time, so I can pick up where I left off very quickly, and I'm not having to spend half the stream just remembering where I was. So Shannon gets a PO box when sending wine every week to get him wrecked on stream. I should get a PO box, and you guys can send me stuff to put on my shelves. So I've got 3 shelves here. I'm going to 3D print a few things on here. But if anybody has crap you want to send me, little pictures or whatever, feel free to do that. And maybe I will set a PO box up. You can send me stuff, and I'll put it on my shelves and stuff. Pipe direct. So now for sandbox. So there's 2 Mega 65 games. There's the Mega 65 kart game. Well, actually, there's 3, but I haven't heard from Stoker for a while, so I'm not sure about Perseus. But there's the Mega 65 kart game, which is doing well, but it's kind of the code's a bit of a mess. It needs tidying up. It's definitely a game that needs continual time spent on it. Doing that kind of maths and doing that kind of experimental kind of engine while only spending one drunken Saturday night every other week is really difficult. And then there's the shooting game, which needs a lot more in terms of assets. I tried my hardest to learn how to draw stuff, and I struggled. But that is a shooter game. It's got it's written in a way that makes it nice and easy to work with, and it's not anything too complicated, so it should be easy to pick up. So it'll be one of those two. It's probably going to be the shooter, I think. But yeah, we'll take a look at one of those at some point. So. Okay, my TV's gone into kind of weird mode. Also, one thing I haven't tested is whether or not my screensaver will just randomly turn on while I'm on a break. So that would be interesting to see if that happens. I'd really like to stop my chat disappearing as well. That would be a lot better if it didn't do that. So does it make sense? Yes, I did want to go through some see, that's something I don't mind doing in between the Cecconoid stream is some Mega 65 learning streams as well. So maybe we could do maybe we could do a couple of kind of Mega 65 learning streams rather than just code. So I'd like to go over the graphics mode, so NCM mode, which is, I know, something people can't quite get their head around properly. 16-bit character mode, which is kind of slightly related to NCM mode, I guess, in that you kind of need 16-bit character mode to use NCM properly. Full color character mode as well. How to kind of lay things out so that you can do kind of bitmap stuff. But also stuff like raster rewrite buffer as well, because I know the raster rewrite buffer stuff is it's one of those things that once it clicks in your head, it will just make complete sense. But it's so unusual in the way that it works that it's difficult to kind of get your head around it, which is why I kind of added it to my debugger. I added that kind of view to the debugger so you could look at the debugger and it would kind of make a bit more sense. But as I say, I haven't really touched anything. I haven't coded. This is the first time I've looked at any code since sometime in December. So, but yeah, maybe we'll do some. Maybe we'll do some Mega 65 streams next week sometime. It's probably not going to be another stream this week. I think Saturday. I'm not sure whether I'll do one or not. But as I say, when I get to them, I'll let you know as soon as I know I'm going to stream and let you know. But I do have to sort out this computer. I've got my workshop to kind of fix up probably tomorrow, actually. So there will be a few things to do. But I'm not sure Saturday will be happening as a stream. I'd also like to do a few gaming streams as well. I want to get back to gaming with Sean and do some Jackbox streams and maybe Worms and stuff like that. So because they were good fun streams. So all right, let's have a look. What have we got now? So we have. Okay, so now we're getting some other files failing. So map.ctm. So panning to 124, 1024 chars. I'm not sure why that's there like that, but okay, whatever. So it's failing to find assets map.ctm. Okay, so this is in our make file, and because it's looking in assets, assets map.ctm is the exact file that it should be looking for. Assets. Oh, chars. There we go. Chars map.ctm. Okay, so assets chars map.ctm. Now we do have this asset export stuff, but that shouldn't be affected. That's because that's kind of that's code that's exported from. Where is it actually? It gets exported into Cecconoid in source. Yeah, it's here. So this exports lots of binary files, which is data for the individual screens. But this isn't. I don't think this is individual screen data. I think this is something else. I can't remember what it is, but we can look at that. But it also has like it has the charts in as well. Or maybe it is the individual screens. Okay, no, this is the individual screen maps. But this is all output from this script, so I don't need to change any of this. I just need to leave this as it is. Also has all the persistence data for these screens as well. So anytime there's a barrel or a spike or a mine or something like that, then it does that. So we need to keep the chat alive. Yeah, maybe it's a motor. We'll try and figure out how to do a chat sheet live actually. It's kind of strange when it goes off like that. And I'll make a note to. So NCM mode seems to be pretty popular. I think raster rewrite buffer. In fact, we can probably combine the two. I think a 4-hour stream on NCM and raster rewrite buffer would be pretty handy, to be honest. The only thing is I haven't got any of my Mega 65 stuff set up. I've got the Mega 65 out, but it's not wired into the computer at all at the moment. I haven't got any of my streaming stuff done for it or any of my tooling done for it yet. So I'd have to, before I do that, I'd have to make sure that my setup works for it. So it may not happen next week. It may do. As I say, I'm not I don't want to commit myself to anything too much anymore. I want to just kind of go with the flow a little bit, but I do want to commit to doing one game at a time. So that I actually get things properly finished. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm just going to take 5 minutes just to go to the toilet, get myself a new drink. I shall leave you with the quizzes if they're not going to appear, which they're not. And I'll be back as quickly as I can. So let me see if I can get this all working now, because this is all a bit weird now. I've got to get used to doing this from this screen over here. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. My cat has decided she's going to go crazy and run around, so she's currently jumping around like a lunatic. Am I on that? Yeah, I can see my camera. Okay. Yeah, I do need to move that camera. So I noticed then the Be Right Back screen is completely over the overlay, so I need to rearrange it so that the Be Right Back screen is kind of in the middle somewhere. I'm hidden behind the race, yeah. I'm hurriedly putting on my clothes right now. Thank you very much, my Beagle, for the resub. I appreciate it. I've got a glass of wine now as well. Cheers. I think the alerts need to be slightly bigger. They're kind of hard to see. Or maybe just because my screen's like all the way over there and tiny. So, all right, let's try running it again. Let's see where we get. Every time we run this, we're going to get a slightly different error message until suddenly it just runs. Yeah, it is small. I need to make it a little bit bigger. I think just it's because of the way I've done it based on the windows. I might need to make. I'll have a think about it, but I'll make them a little bit bigger. But thank you for the bits, Nicamo. Let me write that down actually. Increase overlays alert size. Double, yeah, I tend to agree. I think because what I did, I took one of the windows from the side panel and just kind of stretched it out a little bit and stuck a video in it. It should be pretty easy to fix though. So it shouldn't be bad at all, I don't think. All right. So let's see, where have we got an error this time? Okay, so we've got some error at the door. So the map is loading in and it's being passed, which is good. Map dimension 0, 0. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so why is it say map dimension 0, 0? Let me just check the parse file. Map dimensions, map width. Okay, map width is... Oh, maybe the format has changed. Oh, that's a really good point, actually. Oh, shit. Okay. File data. Okay, let's have a look where this is being loaded in. So file data is reading the in file, parsing this file. Okay. Oh, I bet the format's changed, hasn't it? God damn it. All right. Because it looks like the width and height is completely wrong now. So, all right. So many things have changed. So the other problem we've got is, God damn it, give you a point. You just want to be in the lead. You just want to be in the lead. You can't stand the fact that there's no points on the board. Yeah, it is how you got them before. That's why we're going to be a bit stricter with them this year. Oh, you're a funny one. You really are. Okay, so one of the things that Andy did when he created the new file is he sent me the wait, where's the... I thought it was in here. Maybe it's not. Oh, damn it. Where is it? Oh, here we go. No? Where is it? So there is a file. There we go. File format. So the file format's obviously changed at some point. Edge. What the hell? Oh, let's just open up in Edge, whatever. So this is the 2.9 file format. However, I think what's happened is there's now a new version. So what have we got in here? We've got file format version 8, yes, but you can see display mode is now different. So straight away we've got something different. So let's have a look what we're actually looking for. So index 14. Okay, so we're starting at index 14, the number of chars. Okay, so we're grabbing the number of characters. Okay, so if we look at if we look at the 2, we can see... Wait, where's the... one byte. Okay, so this is the original version. Oh, there we go. Block marker. So 11, then 12, 13, and then this char count. So it's char CNT. So let's write that down on here so we know. So we need to grab that same index from in here. So this is the problem. When Andy did this, not only did he change things around in the file, but he's also kind of changed the format as well. So it's been done in a different format, which is a bit awkward to say the least. Okay, so we've got 3 bytes. Okay, so that's these here. So 0B to 0D. So this is 0E, 0F. So this is actually at 16 and not 14. Let's just check that. 11, 12, 13, 14. And this is 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay, so this should be 16. Okay, so that should change this to give us the right information here. We do need to still look at file data wherever else that's been used here. So you can see the file data is using an incrementing index. So after the number of characters has been read, then the index changes to 18 at that point. And as long as the character the map format stays the same. So char count, char data, char count, char data. Yeah, so that's fine. So this should still work. Okay. So let's just put a note in here. Oops, a note in here to say char pad now at. Okay, so giving that a try now, we hopefully should get a different map dimensions down here. And there we go. We've got 257 by 257, which seems strange, but okay, whatever. It's working through that, which is good. So now we need to look for these other files. So we've got doors.bin. Okay, so as well as the as well as the base file that we have that has those 11 characters in, we've also got a few different files for various assets such as doors and stuff. So we have, you'll be able to see in, I think it's not that one. Is it this one? Base weapons. There's the weapons one. We need to open that and save that soon. Door charts. There we go. So we have this thing here, and this is used basically just to load the door characters in. So it's only 19 characters or 20 characters actually, but we use it because not every screen has got a door, so we only want to load this in when we have a door. We don't want to store it in the standard character set because that would kind of move it towards being more than 512 characters. So we just have these stored in these little files, which we can then load inline in the code. So we have dynamic code, which loads into a few different areas. One of the areas that the dynamic code can load into is E000 onwards. Now, the VIC is set up such that the VIC bank runs from C000 to FFFF, which means any code we load into that area can inline some graphical data and it will be available in the VIC bank, which makes dynamic code loading really useful because a dynamic piece of code can load its code and also its assets in one go straight from the cartridge, which means if we need to use a door, we can load a door in on that screen and so on. So that's why this exists here. We're going to just save this out as something in the root so that we've got it with everything else in chars here. So we'll call this door or just doors, I think, because it's in the chars folder already. And we'll export binary. And we just want the character set. We don't want any map or anything here. This is just door underscore chars or doors underscore chars. It's for all doors, not just one door. And this has the characters for horizontal and vertical doors as well. So it will load in whichever one it needs. Not both of them. So it just loads 10 characters in out of the 20. Doorchars.bin. Right, okay, cool. Let's save that in there. And now we need to go and change that in here. So that's in doors.asm. Okay, so that's probably in here. We do need to sort this kind of mess of a folder out, but for now it's not too, the code folders aren't too bad. The worst thing is the asset folder, so that's why we're doing the asset folder. Okay, that should be the doors. Let's press F8 again. Okay, what's failed this time? Oh, it's still failing. Assets bin door. Oh, because it's doors chars. Okay. Consistent naming convention. So I catch it with the chat. I really don't think I'm going to get a point, am I? That would. Yeah, I'm with a focus there, but actually drinking wine tonight. I am drinking wine tonight. Why is the game build broken? It says to be more strict with the encoding. Yes, that's true. Actually, that'd be true. Yeah, I don't think AMK points are going to happen very much tonight at all. Okay, HUD. So the HUD is another area which is also going to be. See, look, that things are all over the place in here. Not in here though. Oh, is it in here? No. See, there's so many files everywhere. It's really not good. HUD. There we go. There's the bin folder for it. There's also a load of files there. Oh my god. I have no idea where this is. Okay. And then I guess the next step is to take this file, import a binary file. Wait, what am I loading in? Is it HUD? Oh, hang on. This is HUD data. Ah, okay. So this is a screen data. So if I take so what I need to do is load the base file in here and turn the tiles off. Okay, and then change this to like width 40, height 1. Import map. What's it in there? Is it in this one? What is HUD.bin then? I don't quite understand what that is. I assume it's the data at the top of the screen. Let's go and have a look at it. That's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, so it's loading 40 characters. It's just a character set it's loaded in. So I don't know why it's not loading the proper character set. Oh, wait, hang on. Because we've only got the base characters in here. Which is not what I wanted. Ah, this is missing. We're missing characters. There we go. That's what I wanted. I need to do is I need to take all of this. I need to turn the tile set off. And then I need to put all of this back. Man. Like that. There we go. Okay, right. And then if I change this to 40 by 1. Hey, there we go. Right, okay. Export the map. Let me check who that was. SP, thank you very much for the resub. SP, welcome to the stream. Mario, what you, blah, 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 blah. Missing alerts. Oh, I heard that though, but it didn't appear. Did you not hear that? Oh, you saying I'm missing alerts? Okay. No, I heard that. I did hear that. It was quiet. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a play around with the alerts a little bit tomorrow. I'll look back through the stream and pick out a couple and see what kind of what I can do to fix any issues that there might have been. Okay. I can definitely hear it. It's coming through my Sonos, so I get it nice and loud. So, you're not hearing the overlay sounds. Maybe the sound's too quiet. Can you hear the music? Oh my god. They're quiet. Okay, I'll have a play around with them later. Yeah, but you can hear them. Okay, no, that's fine. I did mess around with the volumes a little bit today, so I'll make a note to increase the volume. They sounded quite loud to me, so the alert was audible but very low. Okay, yeah, I'll knock the alerts up 20% or something. Okay, so we now have a HUD map. So this is HUD map.bin. I don't know why this is stored as a. When did I do that? HUD submap.bin. Okay, so now we should have in here HUD map.bin. And I can change this to HUD map.bin. Okay, all right, let's try that. Okay, weapon chart. Okay, it's looking for weapon charts and we don't have it. So this is another CTM file that I know I already have somewhere. Was it in this one? Nope. So this is why it needs sorting out. It's an absolute mess, this. There you go. See, this is what a weird place for it to be. Not where it should be at all. So weapons. So the weapons is just the different bullets. So again, to save space, because you can only have one weapon at a time, when you pick a weapon up, it loads in the character that you need for that weapon. So each weapon has 4 different displays. One for shooting vertically, one for shooting horizontally, one for shooting diagonally, up right and down left, and one for shooting up left and down right. You can see that most kind of obviously here if you look at these characters here. So you can see we've got a horizontal, vertical, left to right diagonal, right to left diagonal. So you can see we've got enough. So like with the single bullet, it's the same for them all, but it's still included like this so that the code can stay the same. Because we're not using any space in the character set, it's very easy for us to just kind of waste a bit of space on the cartridge just to make the code a bit simpler. And then for double shot, obviously it changes because we now have big differences in each direction. And for triple shot, it needs to be changed again because I think it needs to spread a bit more. But for now, this is absolutely fine. So we're going to save that project like that. And then we're going to export that binary, export character set. Weapons char, so that goes in bin. So that's why the weapons are dynamic, again, just to save a bit of space in the character set. But C64 2 days for your Facebook market was over as a C64 keyboard. Only €20. Wow. Oh yeah. People, and because they can't, because they don't know how to plug it in, they don't know how to test it. They will find them in the attic from a son that's now kind of left home 20 years ago, whatever, and just sell it as a keyboard. They think it's a keyboard. Happens with STs when they find out what it is. I almost used the Atari ST OS for this overlay, but I thought that would just be wrong. So I went with I said sprites. Okay, cool. So I went with the Amiga one instead. So we're looking for sprites this time. I need to find the right files. Screen sprites is a whole different thing. That's probably going to be on its own thing. In fact, I'll probably just move this down into the other folder when I get to that part, which will be coming fairly soon, I'd imagine. See, it's called Sprites Test, but it isn't Sprites Test. This is, I'm just going to call this, I'm going to call it in-game sprites, I think. Say project as. Just call it in-game. Or base in-game. Actually, how have I labeled the base characters in here? Underscore base is the suffix. Okay, so in-game underscore base. Because again, with this being in a Vic bank, these can be loaded in. Yes, the SIG keyword that was very deliberately drawn to look like the Windows XP thing. I did want some kind of originality in my or uniqueness in my OS, because the Amiga OS bar would just be completely blank. So in fact, I don't think it has a bar at the bottom, does it? I think I had to. Can't remember if I. Yeah. No, I had to make that myself. So yeah. Okay, in-game sprites base. There we go. Right. So save that, and then we'll export this. So yeah, the reason why I call it base is because again, the sprite set fits between D000 and E00, so it fits under IO RAM. The reason I put the base sprites there is because it's the simplest place, it's the simplest use for that RAM that's under the IO area. By putting the sprites there, the Vic will always see the sprites that are there. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you set color RAM to, the Vic will always see sprites there. So it doesn't matter how you've got your memory banked in, doesn't matter what your processor status register is set to in 01, or your Vic banking is, well, obviously it matters your Vic banking, but it doesn't matter what memory you've got mapped into that location, the Vic will always see the RAM that's under there. So by putting the sprites under there, it's a very easy way for me to store something there that doesn't require me to map any memory whenever I use it. So I've got it set up to use, actually it's using 96, so it actually leaks over a little bit. This probably wants reducing actually, or maybe it starts at C800, I can't remember. No, it starts at D00 looking at this. So it probably shouldn't be 96, it should probably be 64 instead. In fact, let's change that. There we go. And this is just the sprites that are going to be present on all the screens. So some of this may change. For instance, the Zub guy may change to somewhere else. But it does mean that when we load dynamic code in, we can use a dynamic code to load sprites into that upper area of the Vic bank, which gives us another 128 sprites that we can use up there. Obviously, excluding the kind of the 10 bytes or 6 bytes or whatever it is you need for the vectors, for the 6510 vectors that live at FFFA, so it is 6 bytes onwards for things like the cold reset vector, the IRQ vector, and also excluding any dynamic code that you load in there as well. So But you can load them in line, so you can load as many or as little sprites as you need in there. So we'll save that as in-game base, and we'll export this as map base. That should really be map base chars. So I'm just going to call this in-game base underscore sprites. So that should be. Oh, damn it. But it's there already. All right, let me just rename that then. There goes one of the cats rushing up there. And we're going to change that in the loader. Okay, so loader, it's not this one this time. It's going to definitely be this one. This is 9116. She's in a crazy mood. So this is going to be in-game base sprites. Okay, cool. Right, so that's another set we've got loaded in. Okay, we're getting there slowly. So it's complaining now about the cart building, but that's no, it's complaining about the cart building because it's failed this bit. So Robotron is another area we've got. So if we go and have a look at Robotron, which is one of the screen code things, I believe. Dynamic, yeah, there we go. Robotron. Here we go. So this should be Robotron underscore chars. .bin, and that would be Robotron chars. There we go. So this is again just a dynamic set of characters that we can load into the character set that allows us to kind of draw these things with the little single character Robotron char, but also draw it halfway through certain squares as well to allow it to look like it's moving smoother than 8 pixels. So basically allows it to move 4 pixels at a time instead of 8 pixels at a time. So we'll save this project as Tron. So I think I'll do this until about 12 o'clock. I think I'll stop at 12. I am getting quite tired. It's been a bit weird. My sleeping habits have been really different, like crazy different. Like normally I would get up quite late and go to sleep quite late as well. So my entire body clock was shifted maybe 3 or 4 hours, and I wasn't sleeping till very, very early in the morning, like sometimes 5-6 o'clock in the morning, which is why I would get up late. But since I've moved, a few things have changed. So I'm going to bed much earlier, falling asleep much earlier, and getting up 8 o'clock without fail, almost, religiously. Even on like a Sunday, I've been getting up at 8 o'clock, which is crazy. It's just not me at all. Is that the right place yet? Robotron chars. There we go. The other thing as well, which is good, is I've completely stopped smoking. I don't vape. I don't smoke at all anymore. So I was smoking. I'd kind of picked up smoking again shortly before Christmas, maybe a month before Christmas or so. And after the Christmas stream, I completely stopped. I just stopped. I got a vape pen. I've actually got my vape pen around, but I haven't touched it. In fact, I think it needs charging anyway. I couldn't touch it if I wanted to. I don't know where my charger is. And I vaped for maybe a week or something after quitting smoking. And then it just became something I just didn't do, and I haven't touched it at all. So I'm quite pleased with that. Normally I have to have a vape as well, and this time I haven't needed it. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Let's hope it keeps up. Oh, the game is actually loading now. Okay, so I'm not sure why the colours are back to front on this, but okay, that's one thing. Okay, so we are definitely going to get some failures when we load into certain areas, and that's because we don't have... Oh, no, we're not, because... Oh. Okay, first of all... Okay, so all sorts of stuff going on here. So I need to figure out why that map is loading like that. What is that cat doing? That cat is being crazy. Okay, so it's recognizing the screens because it's putting the right things on the screen. So these two sprites here are correct, and these are correct. But I think it's not. I think it's passing the data incorrectly. I think the data is coming out wrong. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to see what the output is. So it says 257 by 257 here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and change the original script here to point to, not in here, sorry, in here, to point to the original file, which was it that one? No, it wasn't that one. It was this one. Because what I want to see is if I... Cat is running around like a lunatic. She's just running around meowing at herself. If I just put this in here, do I get the same result at the other end? Is it just that we're getting a kind of odd mapping, or is it something else? So that's what I want to have a look at first. And then I think what I'm going to do is go through and find all the import statements and have a look just to make sure. Because it could be that I'm just missing a few files as well. Oh, see, look at that. Number of cars one. Oh, right. But that's because now in this file, so let me go back to... Yeah, not that. Let me go back to this file. Let me just change this back to 14 for a second. Oh, see, look, map dimensions 400 by 240. It's a very, very different thing there, indeed. Do you need to change those constants? I do, but not yet. That's not what's causing this issue. So look what people are saying. No, because that's not what the issue is. This seems to be the issue. Look at the size here. The map dimension is 400 by 240. But for some reason, it's not reading that the same. So where's it getting the map dimensions? Well, let's have a look. Okay. It's to do with this file format change. That's what it's to do with. So let's have a look. So previously we were reading this. So we were reading the image count -1. Yes, okay. Image count -1. Okay, that hasn't changed. Then we were reading... Oh, wait. Is it something to do with the map size, maybe? Try image data. 8 bytes. Rows for image. For images are in... Okay, I think I need to find map dimensions. Let's have a look. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so this is... Okay, it's just the format in here that's wrong. Okay, so let's have a look what the difference is between the two. So there must be some other information that we're missing. So let's have a look. So we go from character data, character set data block. Okay, so that's this and this, yep. Then character set attributes block. So block material 1 byte, yep, that's fine. And then we come to tile block. And no, here we've got colors block, you see. Okay, so only present with the project uses per char coloring. So it's materials and then goes to tile or character set colors block. Okay, so I think if I take this file, this one, I choose color method. So if I put per project instead, per char, okay, so only present if tile sys. Let's have a look. Only present project uses per char coloring. So actually, I will keep per char coloring here. We just need to skip over that section. So let's have a look. Oh, no, see, it's just jumping straight. Oh, attributes, yep. And then jumping straight into the map. Okay, so after attributes, it's going into map. So I think what it's doing is because in only present if tiles this is true, which is not. Only exists if tile only exists if tiles map data block. So it's jumping straight to here because there's no tiles. This was the original one. There's no tiles. So it's going from set attributes to tiles. But in this one, because of the coloring, which I kind of want to keep the coloring. I kind of like having the coloring in there, and it could be useful for other information. I feel like I might use this information and then just skip the tiles. So after the tiles, map data block. Well, let's just try it. If I just turn off the God, where is it? That one. If I turn off this and turn it to per project and then save, and then come back in here. So we're probably still going to get some errors when we launch into other screens, but hopefully the map should make a bit more sense now. Okay, it's kind of making a bit more sense, but we've got some stuff seemingly in the way. Okay. That's how good the laser is. It looks like there's an invisible wall there, but there's nothing there at all. It's not exported, I don't think. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, see, look, map 00. It's probably because I've got this. Save. There we go. There we go. We've got the right size now. You are addicted to AMK points. There we go. Turn the sound off. But yeah, we have it working. Let's just check that okay, well, that doesn't work because we have to be off the screen first. So let's just try. Hopefully, right, these aren't going to explode because they no longer have the markers for them at all. So none of this is going to explode. So we do need to do those indexes, as Andy said. Hopefully this door should still work. Yep. The invisible areas still work, which is good. Obviously, anything that's a destructible is not going to work because we need to redefine those corner pieces. which means we need to go through and do the materials, which means we need to identify things. But what I want to do before we get to that, so like for instance, none of these are going to work as mines either, because part of the script is that it looks for indestructibles and works out where they live. I just want to test that actually. Does it, if I press that, does it go into voice? Yeah, there we go. I do like this new system. Do you recognize the swipe as well? I was like, I want to make a little stinger swipe, and I thought I'm not going to do standard swipe. I'm going to make my own kind of thing. I thought, fuck it, why not go the pick and mix route? Or how pick and mix should have looked. All right. That's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. So we're back to the situation now where we've got the map loading. But what I want to do, because I do want to keep some coloured sections in. So for instance, let's just do an example here. I want to highlight these domes, and I want all these domes to be blue. But I can't do it at the moment because it's a per project colouring. I have to have it on per char colouring. And that means that if I do that, it's not going to work. So let's put them on blue. So you can see how it highlights in there, which is nice having them highlighted in a different colour, so I can look at them and go, okay, I need to make sure all of these are working correctly, and I can identify certain areas in certain styles. Obviously, I don't want to export those colours. The colours will still be white. But now if I save this, we're going to run into problems. And we're running into problems because the file format has now moved the colour data into that area. So let me just run and demonstrate that. Has it closed this? It has not. It's fine. We can just run it again. Work out why this is back to front as well. I'm not sure why that is. I think the character set might be accidentally inverted or something, which is fine. But I'd need to switch the colours around. In fact, it's probably better that it's inverted because then I can put red sprites behind it to do the red highlights. You see now how all the characters are broken now, and that's because of that character, that extra block. So you can see in here, this is the description. Tiles, no, not that one. This one, character set colors block only present if the project uses per char coloring. So this has a block marker. Okay, so let's go into the file. And let's have a look how this is working. So you can see attributes, map data. Okay, so let's do the chart coloring. Ignore. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to increase the index by 2. And the reason we increase the index by 2 is skip the marker. So this is the this piece here, the block marker. And then we need to do skip over the character data as well. So what we do is we do index plus equals, and this will be, I mean, we could combine these into one thing, but I'm going to do them on separate lines anyway. Num chars. So there's 1 byte for every char, so we just need to do that. Skip number of chars. And that's enough to skip over it. So now we've skipped over that per char coloring area and we jump straight to the map data. So as long as we have per char coloring on, this will work. So we can save per char, that's fine. And let's save that file and then go into here. Melting screen. Yes, that's good. True actually. Can you check for those markers to check if file format is still valid? I think the problem is they have, I'll show you, they have numbers on them as well, you see. So they always have a DA followed by B0 for the beginning here, B1 for here, and then BN. And N will be 2 if it's the second block, 3, 4. So you can't really tell what the block is, just that you've found another block. So you could just skip to another block. You could probably use this bit here, the flag system, to do it. So there is this tile system here. I'm guessing there's per charcoal, and so you could probably use this as well. These flags and color methods to do that. But honestly, it's not that difficult to do. So no, the numbers are not unique. So for instance, if we have something which has tiles and char colors, well, let's say char colors, right? So the char color block that we've just done. Let me just say thank you to that person, Cygnus Punk. Thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. If I was to use what we've got at the moment, which is per char coloring, that means this char color block would have DAB2. But in the old method, that would end up being tile data if tile data existed. Otherwise, it would be map data. So B2, in the old method, we didn't have tiles. So the old method, that would have been map data, DAB2, but DAB2 is char colors in this one. So while it should be unique, it's not. It's just the number of the block as it comes in. So we could probably write something to use these two. These 3 bytes here to grab things. But again, they're different in this old format. So if you look in this old format, coloring method is 05 in the new format, but it's 09 in the previous one. Flags is 06. Flags was 11 in it. So those things are changing as well. So really, it's just a matter of kind of keeping with the keeping up with the format changes. Thankfully, it doesn't happen very often. I think I've only ever had to do this once before this. And it's an unfortunate side effect of Andy Roberts being heavily involved in the development of Charpad. So a lot of the features that you're seeing in the Charpad Pro version have come because Andy has requested them for things like Cecconoid and stuff. So his work on Cecconoid has created these new file formats, has created all these things. So that's why these formats are changing. But it's just a matter of, and as I say, the problem is because he's so involved with it. It means whenever he gives me a new file, it's going to be in the very latest version of Charpad. It's fine. It's fine. It would be good if the header was a bit more consistent, though. Like maybe the header's always 32 bytes long. And the blocks start at 32, and then you don't change any of the previous bytes, you just add new stuff on. Then that way you're not breaking existing things, and you can write a universal kind of parser. So thanks for all the content you posted. It helped me write my first really lousy game. I'm sure it was great. You're welcome, Cygnus Punk. Thank you. That's right. To be honest, it's good that I forget his name now. The Charpad guy actually, supplies this information all the time. Some people will make these project data files and not give you this information. So it's really good that he does give you this information. He's got every single version from the beginning to the end. So it's kind of nice. Oh, check the version number. Yeah, you could do that as well. Yeah. Thing is that I knew straight away as soon as I did it, I knew it's not like this script that I've written is for anything other than this game. So it's more, I'm perfectly happy to just make small adjustments here and there for it. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways. But I mean, it could be written in a way that it could be flexible and future-proof as well, which is kind of how they write a lot of headers for image formats and stuff. They'll write them with redundancy in them, so that if a new feature gets added to the file format, it could be added without breaking older versions of that file. It happens a lot in video formats. It happens a lot in image formats. It happens a lot in executable formats as well. You get a lot of kind of executables that have large kind of blocks of blank space in the header to specifically to store these kind of additional features and stuff that get added later on. Okay, let's see now. Hopefully that should all be working with the colors as well. Hey, there we go. I mean, we're in the wrong place, but we start in the wrong place, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm quite pleased with that. So I think the next step, how long have we got? I've got about 45 minutes left before I stop. I do like starting at 8:30. It's nice, actually, because I'm finishing at 12, which feels early, but I've still done half an hour more than I would normally do, which is good. I like that. Create network protocols you always think about and forward compatibility. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, stopping things from crashing is the main thing. There are far too many. I've seen far too many file parsers that don't take into account file versions, and I've got like while loops in, and they'll do kind of linked list parsing. So they'll be going through lists, jumping around in the file, and they'll end up in infinite loops and just kind of collapse or run out of memory or overflow the stack or something like that, just because they're not taking into account the fact that things may have shifted, or they're not reading the header properly, or they're quite naive in the way that they do things. This is kind of naive in the way that I'm doing it. It's a very kind of custom bespoke solution for my particular kind of version. If I was writing something which was more flexible for other people to use, definitely Heartbleed says hello. Yes, indeed. I was reading about what was it? There was another one recently. Not as bad as Heartbleed or Spectre, but it was definitely something. I can't remember what it was now. It's going to bug me that. Oh, never mind. Let's crack on. Okay, so now we can color things in the map, so that's great. That means we can start kind of editing things in here. So what I want to do, I think, before I start isolating these top corners of things, what I think I want to do is start by just adding the materials. Well, no, sorry. I want to add the top corners of these things in, so we'll start by adding the materials. And then what I will do is I will work out which things need editing, and we'll trim the file down a little bit more. And then we'll add the top corners into the parse file, because the parse file, again, this is another reason why I don't care too much, because this is very specific to this game. But these are likely to move as I delete things, so I'm not going to mess around too much with those right now. But I am going to add... actually, I will put them in. I can always move them again. It's kind of fine. So let's add a couple of these in. Let's do some materials. Okay, so I've got my values here. So 12734685. It's a ridiculous pattern, I know, but there was a logical reason why it was done like that, and I can't remember what it was. It was something I decided on years ago. But it's something that's stuck, and for some reason I need to keep with it now. So hey, Zupadan, yeah, thank you. I did wanted to be a bit more efficient with space. The old overlay I'd been using for probably over a year now, so I thought it was time to have a bit of a change, and I kind of liked this layout. I'd seen a similar layout that another developer had on their stream. So I thought I'd go with a kind of Amiga OS styled one. So I wondered how long it would take for the PC to crash. I have my answer now. At least you didn't have a computer that just turned off because it hit 100 degrees because the freaking pump had stopped working, and it had blown an O-ring and leaked water all over the back of my 2080 Ti. That was terrible. I'm so grateful that I put brand new fluid in, and that there was not enough conductivity in the new fluid for it to short out my 2080 Ti, because I would have been very pissed off if that had happened. Considering I can get probably as much of my 2080 Ti now as I paid for it all those years ago, it's probably worth the same. it's the graphics card that's kept the most value for me over time. And when I bought it, people laughed at me because I bought a 2080 Ti and they were expensive. And they're like, ah, ha, ha, that's stupid. And when the 30 series came out, I saw people selling 2080 Ti's for like £500 so they could afford to get they were going to sell it for that amount, get an extra 200, £300 together and buy a 3080. And now, 2080 Ti's go for about £1,000. 3090s go for like £3,000 now. My 3090 graphics card is worth about £3,000 now. Oh, I'll show you that as well. I put 2 water blocks on my 3090 now, so I've got an active backplate as well. Let me show you. For those who are interested, this is kind of fun. One side. It's very cool. I love that thing. It runs so quick now because the memory doesn't overheat, so the whole thing is proper cooled. I've always had cats. I've got 3 cats. I don't know where they are. None of them are in the tree at the moment. No. That's the most ridiculous thing you've ever said. I kind of, as much as I don't like the fact that Apple have gone off and done the M1 chip and that they are going to keep it closed and they're not going to share it with anyone else, and as much as I hate that, I do think what they've done is a good thing, and I really hope that chip companies wake up and stuck, because Intel have kind of gone the other way. It's ridiculous. Intel now, they love to post benchmarks where they've beaten AMD, they've beaten this, they've beaten that, they've beaten the other, and they always cherry pick these benchmarks, and they always fail to explain that they used 10 times more power than everything else. So they were comparing, I think it was a 12900 mobile version to an M1 chip, and they're saying, oh yeah, it beats the M1. And the point is that this chip had insane active cooling on it. It was like a 250 watt TDP, I think, or something like that, versus like 40 watt on the M1 or 60 watt or whatever it was. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And it's the same with when they do it versus AMD. They're like, oh yeah, we can beat the best AMD gaming chip at the moment. It's like, well, the best gaming AMD chip is a year old for a start. And you beat it because you're using twice as much power as it. So I do hope that they wake up and they kind of they look at what Apple is doing and they use that as a way to fix things. This is where I think Nvidia having some say in ARM is going to actually be useful, because they'll start to make much more efficient graphics chips, I think, if they can utilize. What are you doing, cat? One of my cats has decided to crawl behind. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to rant less about Apple. I'm actually praising Apple there, though. I think I don't like the way they've the way they've kind of marketed the M1 a little bit, and the fact that they don't really want to share it with anybody, but they never have wanted to share anything. But I do think what they're doing is good for chips, because Intel is just out of control at the moment. All right, what was I doing? Yeah, we were going to put some materials in here. Okay, so we're looking at the spikes first. So the spikes, let's put the materials on. So the spikes are basically 2x2. So this will be 1, 3, 4, 5. So, and let's make these spikes red so they show up. That's not red. Wait, what the fuck? What is this shit here? I don't understand what this shit is. Oh no, it's showing up there. Why is it showing as grey in here? Okay, 1, 3. 4, 5. Oh, it's because I got the materials on, isn't it? That's why. All right. So now they should show up in here if I turn the materials on. So all the spikes will have that on. So we should see them all over the show. And there shouldn't be any other spikes with that. So that's great. So let's try that out. Let's, I think that's just this one, isn't it? Yeah. So let's put that in. So that is, top corner is character 9. So let's put number 9 in here. Let's save that file. And hopefully now when we run, we should be able to blow up any of the spikes that we see. The one thing I think Apple are making a mistake on is that because they're so closed, they don't want to share things. They don't want to write stuff for other platforms. Yeah, they're not destroying. That's not good. Okay, well, why is that? It means that when it comes to having a system that will run on one of these custom chips, you're stuck with just Apple stuff. They're not allowing, because they're not sharing anything, because they're not writing software for other platforms and stuff. It's all just the Apple ecosystem. And I get it. Apple want to be everything. Apple want to kind of own the lot, but they're never going to be 100% the only thing available. There's always going to be other things available. And until there's some kind of consistency between them, it's gonna hinder the adoption of ARM on desktop, I think. Okay, why is that not working? So that's in there. That's Child Spike 9. Okay, that should be working. That's entity IDs. That shouldn't matter. Okay, this is just persistent data. Okay, so let's take a look. We can have a look at the persistence data for a screen that has spikes in it. So this is 10, this is 11, this is 12, 13, 14. So let's have a look at screen 14. We should have about 15 persistent things in there. So let's have a look. Asset export persist, screen 14. Oh, why is it? Oh, this is shit. Is this not outputting persistent? Okay, right. We need to delete this and come back into it. What are you doing? My cat is just like seems to be on some crazy mission. She's sniffing around everywhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to delete all this persistence data in. So this is all generated by these files. I think it is. Just to be sure, though. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put that, and I'm going to put it in a backup folder in here. Then when I run this, hopefully it should populate these. I think that's the problem. It's not populating the persistence files. Oh, no, it is populating. There we go. There's number 14 as well. Oh, no, it's look, spike back. Oh, okay. Well, it's adding stuff that's not in there because it's not the right thing. So there should be 2 barrels, a few of these, and 1. Whereas we've got lots of barrels, and that's because we've got all the numbers wrong. So let's put all the materials in and then come back. Okay, so let's have a look for barrels. God damn it, where's the barrels in this? So what does a barrel look like? Okay, let's zoom in on a barrel. Okay, oh, there we go. It's this one here. Okay. Okay, so again, materials will go 1. Was it 1, 3, 4, 5? So same layout as these. And as I say, the reason the layout is like this is because it needs to know how to explode the item. So it uses these material numbers to work out which direction the particles should be going. So if it tries to explode something with a 1 on it, the particles will go up and to the left. If it tries to explode something with a 5 on it, it will go down and to the right. It also uses these to work out which direction to look in. So if it finds a 5, if you hit a 5, it says, okay, keep going to the left until you hit a 4. When you hit a 4, go up until you hit a 1. And that way it finds this top corner. And then it reads what character number that is, and then it can tell that it's a spike or whatever it may be. It gets that from... Are you quite finished? It gets that from these values in here as well. So, okay, so barrel is this one here, and that is character 41. So let's put that in. Okay, so bonus pod is the next one. So bonus pod is a 2x4, a 4x2, and the bonus pod is, it looks like it's this one here. It looks like it's spread out over 2. So hang on, let me just color the barrel in. Let's make the barrel this color. Let's turn the materials off for a second. Yep. So you can see the bonus pods there. So I think it's this here being the top, and then this here. Why it's split like that, I don't know. But let's put the materials in. So it should be 1. Yeah, my cats are running. My cats have decided that this room has become a racetrack now. Excuse me, what are you doing? Hello, come here. Come here. Yeah, the room has become a racetrack. Four, 6, 8, 5. Okay, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to make those barrels light green. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we need the mines. So the mines are the... Where are they? These round things here. So they should be pretty easy to find as well. Oh, I didn't add the bonus pod number in here. So bonus pod... Oh, yeah, I did. 72. Okay. Mine is this one here. There we go. So let's make the mines... let's make them pink. Yep, so that's definitely the right area. And let's change these. So again, these are 1, 3, 4, 5 because they're 2x2. You see how the pattern is the same because the shape is the same. If it's a 2x2, it's going to be 1, 3, 4, 5. If it's a 4x2, it's going to be 1, 2, 7, 3, 4, 6, 8, 5. It's a strange numbering, I know, but it works. So 259 is our number here, which is this one here. Hey, Coda Mick, where have I been? Yeah, hibernating. I've been hibernating over the winter. You had to work for NASA since space. I'd love to, I'd really love to have a go at there. Because don't they use like a weird 6-bit thing or something? The commands are broken. Oh, okay. Listen's working, Discord and merch. Stream. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure what that. Let me write that down. I don't know if you tried any of that before, but I'm not going to try fixing them now. But can we gamble on racing cats? That would be really good, actually. The thing is because of the layout of this, they can. So there's a living room, there's the workshop, then there's a kitchen, and there's a hallway. But it all leads round in a loop like that. And in the last place, they didn't have a loop. They just had like a one stretch, and they used to run up and down that. But now they can actually run around in a circle continuously without changing direction. So, up into BG because of the I don't have the green screen set up and I don't have the lighting set up that I normally would use for that, so I just turned it off. The view's quite nice anyway, I think, with the lights and stuff. So, but what I'm probably going to do is make it so you can change the desktop background on the Shell OS. So maybe I'll if that's the case, I might start streaming with partial windows, but I'm not sure what to do about that. I need to have a think about that. But there is some I've got some ideas for that, but just not yet. Let me change my lights again. Hang on. I like my that one. I like this light color. It's much nicer. Okay. So 4 spike mine. Okay, so this is where it gets a bit trickier. So 4 spike mines are where were they now? These are the ones. Yeah, these things here. These 4 spike mines. Okay, so we need to find those. So the great thing about the coloring system now is we can color things because it helps us just quickly identify if it's the correct thing or not. So it looks like it's that one there. So let's color these in light blue. Yep, that looks like they're correct. So again, same system. So it's going to be 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And that makes that 251. So the only other one I haven't done is the 6 spike mine. Now this is the tricky case. So what I asked Andy to do was to change it from. So it used to be, I think it was 4x4, 2x2. I can't remember how he did it, but yeah, it was this one actually. Yeah, it was 2x2 like this. And I said no, it kind of needs to be centered because of the way that it works. It kind of needs to be centered on a block differently. So that's what this is here. So I think it's this one that we need to work with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that to cyan, and then I'm just going to zoom out on the map and just make sure that they're all correct. So, yep, that looks correct. Let's zoom in on that. Where did that go? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so that is actually changed. So that's good. And there shouldn't be any of those in white. So if there are any of those in white, then they're the wrong. Yeah, see, there's one here. Yeah, so this is how the original one was. So we'll, as we go through each map, each screen by screen, we'll look at it. See, they're the same here as well. We'll look at each screen as we get to it, and we'll change things as we come across them. But for now, I'm kind of happy with that as it is. I do need to go and load the old map up though, so I can take a look at what the original screen looked like. So that means I need to load. I'm going to need the old. Oh God, I'm going to need the old charpad to load the old file in. And the reason I need to do that is because I need to work out what the materials are for this. So a 3x3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 9, 8A, which is the same as the 2x4, but with another row and one column removed. So. Okay, so it's this one here. No, not this one. Sorry, this one. Okay, so this seems to be in a few broken chunks. So this is 1, 2, 3 across the top. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. 1, 2, but this is the 3 here. And then this becomes the 4, the 6, and the 5, which makes this bit a 9, 8A. Okay, cool. Right, so that gives us that mine as well, which is at 232. Okay. Shit, did I do that 4 spike? I can't remember if I put that one in. I did 251. All right, cool. Is the map representative of the entire game or just a portion? No, it is the whole game. So this is the entire game. It's not huge as games go, but it is kind of difficult to get through. It's a tricky game to play, that's for sure. Because it has things like the little Robotron areas and stuff, so it does get a little tricky to do things. To change hairstyle. I don't know what kind of neon light is this. This is called a Govee. Govee strip. Let me type the name in. It's by these guys. So if you search them, they've got lots and lots of different ones. This is like they come in little small bars that you join together in different different kind of formats. So this I've got 2 kits. I've got a 6 bar with 1 corner piece, which is the one above the TV over there. So I use that as my kind of white light for light in my face. It's quite bright. It's pretty decent. I've also got one behind the TV, so you probably can't see it. But if I grab something, hang on, let me just find something with a color. Let me just change the color of the background here. So if I change the background to red, and you'll see if you watch behind the colors just around my TV as I move. Why does it not let me grab that? What's going on? It's bitching about something. Hang on. Basically, I've got lights behind my TV which react to the colors on the screen. Though I don't know why it's not letting me move that around for some reason. There we go. Yeah, they have an API. That's what I'm going to set up at some point. And this is a 8 strip and 4 corners. So that goes up there on that side. They have some nice effects as well. So like you can do crazy things like sirens as well. So I can set like police sirens off or candlelight ones as well that will just kind of flicker and stuff. You can't see it because the freaking thing's in the way. But yeah, the one behind the TV is really nice because it's an OLED TV. The blacks are really like the blacks are black, proper black. But it's nice when you get kind of bursts of color across the screen because it kind of stretches out across the wall as well. It looks really, really nice. So I tend to turn the one off, the big light off behind the TV, and I just have the ambient lights behind the TV, and they look really nice. So. Really like this TV as well. But one of the best things I've bought, having having a 120 hertz G Sync on a OLED is just divine. It's amazing. Okay. So I think that's everything in that map. That's everything in here defined. So in theory, we should be able to destroy things, but I don't know why we can't. But we can at least have a look at the persistence data now and see if it actually matches what we should be seeing on this, which it does now. You can see now we've got 2 barrels, several spikes, which should be about 14 spikes, which, yeah, it looks to be around about that. Sorry, 15 spikes, yeah, and a bonus pod, which matches what we see in the map for that screen. So if we move over to that screen, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, 14, this one here. So 2 barrels, yeah, 15 spikes, 2 barrels, and 1 bonus pod. That's exactly what we're seeing in here. So the script is output things correctly. So I think what I'll do, I mean, I have a feeling this is still not going to let me destroy things. I don't know why that might be. So we'll come back to that shortly. Yeah, not sure why that might be the case, because the screen numbers are correct. See if the mines explode. That'd be, yeah. Okay, shit. Okay, so the mines explode, but take some of the screen away with them. We had this problem before. I can't remember what it was, but I think this is again, it'll be due to the way that the indexing works. It's not finding its way back correctly, so that's fine. I know what we need to do. We'll do that on the next stream. So whenever I do this next, that's the first thing we're going to do. But what we can do in the meantime is work out why that title screen is the wrong way around. So let's have a look at the title screen on here. So the background, if I set the background to white, foreground to black, that should be working. I don't know why that's not. Why is it inverted? Oh, was it? Maybe it was inverted originally. All right, let's have a look at the title screen code. I bet it was inverted originally. And I've just gone and changed it. So clear color ramp to black. Yes. No, color ramp to black should be right. And that's not clearing it to black, it's clearing it to white. That clears it to black. Yeah, and white background. Okay, so black background. Yeah, all right, that should be right now. There we go. Cool. I don't know why he's repeated the word Cecconoid there, but okay. Also, this probably should be changed to 2022 now. Shows how long we've been working on it. Okay. All right. So I think we've got 15 minutes. We can have a quick look at that bug. So the way I'm going to check this, actually, I'm going to load up the map in. Oh god, I need to load the old version of this again, don't I? All right. Let me load another one of these in. I'm quite pleased, actually. I picked this up relatively. I haven't really done any coding yet, but I'm familiarizing myself with the game again. And it's all kind of sinking into my head now. I know why things are breaking. Oh, God. What am I looking for again here? Not that, am I? I'm looking for old version of Charpad. There we go. So let's think of the most basic thing. Okay, so let's have a look at this spike here. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 things in the spike. If we have a look at this, it should be 1, 3, 4, 5. And I'm pretty sure that's what we've put in in here. So we have a look for the spike in here. 1, 3, 4, 5. Should be fine. I don't know why that's not though. Okay, so was there something else we need to do? Where's it getting these from? Where's it getting this entity ID? Right. Oh no, this is okay. So this is for active entities. So this is for things that do stuff. Okay. The next thing to do then is to look to see if persistence data is in the correct places. So if we take a look at our screens in here, so let's go to the first screen because it's nice and simple. If we have a look at the barrel here, the barrel starts at position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4x. So this is screen 10. Okay, so we've got 4, 6, 8, 10 for the barrels, which matches here. We've got position 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, now vertically they start at 24 here, so we need to subtract 24 from this position, which is 44, so 20 plus 1 because we've got the hood up there, so it should be 21. So they're all on 21. Yeah, okay. So the question is, if that's all correct, why are we not getting any feedback from them? Then it's broken. I'm not sure what. The game does look nice with colours, doesn't it? But it would look like a Spectrum game then. It would look very much like a Spectrum game, but without the saturation turned up to 3000%. Why? Okay, so when it comes to this screen, it loads in the persistence. That's fine. We know that's happening. We know it's doing something because the mines on the other screen, when they try and remove themselves, are doing all sorts of weird stuff. So we know that there's something weird going on with that. Now, the way the mines remove themselves is by using the material. It has to be the materials. The materials mustn't be copying correctly. So let's have a look at the two formats again. It's got to be to do with this format. Character set attributes block. Okay. Always present. Oh. This is materials, not attributes. Oh my god. They really did mess around with this, didn't they? All right. Okay, so high nibble equals material. Materials block. Only the low nibbles of each broken. Each material gives a value. Okay. So previously they rolled the color into the attributes. So attributes was color, low nibble, material, high nibble. And now the material is a separate thing with just the low nibble, and the colors follows it. So that's the problem here. Okay, so if we go into here and we find our attributes, materials only now. So you can see what we're doing here is we are taking our value and we're ANDing it with F0. And the reason we AND it with F0 is because we're only interested in the high byte, in the high nibble. However, that's now changed. It's not the high nibble anymore. So what we need to do is we need to change these and we need to change this. So we'll make that 0F, so we ignore the top one. Let's put a little note on here. And then that means that these values... Wait. Charmine. Attribute, and... Oh, okay. Attribute, and entity man. Okay, so we still need it to be the high byte. And the reason we need it to be the high byte, this is where the character set comes in. So each character in the font has a few bits of information in it, right? So obviously you've got, the index is so when we're looking at a character number, normally you would say, okay, this is character 1 in the character 1, character 2, character 3, and so on, right? But we're using a 16-bit value, and the reason we use a 16-bit value is because we want to have more than 256 characters. So we have this bit here in the high byte defines another set of these characters. That's what allows us to have 512 characters in the character set. That's why our character set is more than 256. This then is the entity data. This is the entity data that goes in here. And that means it needs to retain, it needs to stay, the high nibble needs to stay the same to keep the material number. So that means we have this bit here, which is to do with the character number index. So that's basically index jar here, like that. These 3 bytes here are the entity number. Which is these things here. So this is why we get 4, 8, and C, because this one's been used already, so we have to use these. Then these ones, this one here is the material number, which means this is the high byte. This is the high nibble in the data that we store. But when it comes in from charpad, it's no longer the high nibble. So we need to shift it by 4 to the left. That will shift it back and make it the high nibble again. So I'm going to just leave that in there as well so we can kind of see. Hopefully that makes sense to people. We'll just times by 8. No, that's times 16. Just so you know. 2 to the power of 4 is not 8. No points for you. Yeah, but what I had to do, I had to make sure that I had these values like properly kind of worked out, because the problem was not the fact that I needed to shift it by 8, but I needed to make sure that the values the values being used here were correct and here correct. So as I say, honestly, at the moment, AMK points are going to be difficult. It's very hard for me to even give you AMK points, because for me to do that, I have to open up a window on a screen that's like 2 to 3 meters away from me with text that will be minute. It'll be very hard for me to even see it. So I wouldn't worry about it on this stream, but the next stream I will make a point of awarding some AMK points on the next stream. You don't deserve AMK points for thinking that times 8 is shift by 4. You should oh, that's funny. Oh, we love you, Andy. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, something weird's happened. See, I'm not even sure that's done the right thing. Oh, hang on. Okay, just let me turn that off a sec. I just want to. I saw in the chat that you had some weird block on or something, because what have I done? What have I done? I've done something. Oh, I know what I've done. I know what I've done. No, don't crash on me. God damn it. Sublime has crashed. All right, fine. So that's fine, but in here, because this background's set to white, I need to make sure it's set to black when we exit the thing. So, oops. There we go. That's all it was. I think on that note, I'm going to probably end for the night. Let's just make it, let's say one of the first easy. Yeah. Let's just see if we can blow something up before we move. Oh, it also means that the text at the top, the HUD is not coloured in properly anymore, but we can blow things up now, which is good. So we're almost back where we were now. I'm going to leave it with the HUD off for now, because that will give me something nice to work on next time. But hopefully those mines should not cause a problem anymore, which they don't. It'd be interesting to see if this mine works here. It's triple mine. If it does, that's really awesome, because I wasn't sure if Andy was going to be able to do that in the way I want. It works as well. That's perfect. Does the Robotron screen still work? No. Okay, so we do need to address the Robotron screen, because now it's trying to use the wrong character to draw the warning sign. It actually looked quite nice, but it's using the wrong sign. But it's using the wrong character. So we're getting back into it now, so we can start adding stuff in. So what I need to do is fix the domes, which is just shrinking them down to a little bit more. And then what we'll do is we'll play through the bit that we've done so far. So maybe the first hour or so on the next stream, we'll just fix the color on the HUD, fix the Robotron screen warning symbol, and then just play through and test a few things, just make sure everything's working as it was before, and then we can kind of progress and move on to the next step, which will be adding in some new functionality. But I'm really pleased with tonight. That was a lot of fun. I really do enjoy messing on these streams, and I had missed it quite a lot. Oh god, am I going to do this now? Okay, raiding's going to be really hard, but I'm going to try. If anybody can tell me someone to raid, because I'm not going to be able to see it very well. So, and I promise Sandy there'll be a lot more AMK points on offer. So it's really difficult because of where my second monitor is. Next time I have, hopefully I'll have this machine, which is on a much bigger screen, which is much better in my eye line. and we should be able to 10 out of 10 would watch again. I'm not going to raid Amaranth. If Mr. Cola's on, though, I'll raid Mr. Cola. Let me find my raid. Oh, God, I can't even see my raid button. God damn it. I don't know which one it is. Is it that one? It's got to be that one. Oh, yeah, Mr. Cola. There we go. Cool. Ooh. I see text and directories and shit. All right, well, we'll go and raid Mr. Cola then. I'm going to press the button now. I have no idea if that's worked. Anyway, thank you very much for joining tonight. Hope you like the new overlay. I've got a few notes from you guys. I'll try and get those things sorted for next time. If there's anything you would like to see me add into the overlay that will fit in there nicely, or there's anything that you think needs just a little bit of a tweak, let me know. I'll try and add it in. Otherwise, I'll see you as soon as I get set up ready to do another one. As I say, I don't know when that's going to be. I will try and get it as soon as possible, but it's likely going to be next week. I don't think there's going to be anything until Monday at the earliest. So take care, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you when I see you. Cheerio.